Hello. I was like, I have to wait till I get in because I need to smoke a bowl, but I forgot. Youtsin! Oh my god, welcome in. I'm glad to see you here. Forgot I can smoke a bowl on live with you guys. You can see what I look like dying. I hope everyone has had a good day. Mark, hello, welcome in, welcome in. How's your day going, Destroyer? I know, I wish TikTok would allow that. I must forget about it. They both have their ups and downs. TikTok allows music like this, Twitch does not. Twitch allows smoking, but TikTok does not. Oh my god, you finished the jerky that fast? Slim Jizzle, welcome in. Happy New Year. I don't think I've said Happy New Year to my Twitch team. So hello, Twitch team. Happy 2024. A lot of y'all are on TikTok. So not trying to forget about my Twitch peeps. This year, we're bringing more Twitch content. I promise y'all. Don't forget about you guys. I have to get bills paid. People on Twitch don't like to pay anything, so that's okay. I'll find the people who do. Because I don't want to be homeless. Anyway. Girlfriend Frozen. If she listened to My Chemical Romance, I love that. That is amazing. Hold on. Okay. I'll make a video with that comment. It's funny. Oh, nice. I'm glad that is good. That's awesome. Better behave. So do you like star stuff when it's storming out, or can you just not see anything? Because what if there's like no clouds? This is just like really windy. Can you still do stuff? If I had the money, I would get a high-powered telescope. I do think there's an observatory by me, though. I could just go there. Because they have a high-powered one. I'd assume. I don't know shit about telescopes. Yeah, it's so nice to smoke without getting banned. Banned. Clothes are my enemy. Gotcha. I think my favorite line that I will always remember from you, Destroyer, I was watching your live and you said, if you're president, you give everybody everybody a telescope. I do think that's a great idea. I don't know how you'd do it. I don't know if it'd be through some school program. It just kind of reminds me of when I was little and I was like, when I'm president, I'm going to make everybody eat chocolate. Except mine's a little worse, because if you're allergic to chocolate and I make you eat it, that's pretty, like, communistic. Oh no, did you say too many things and the government's hunting you down? You gotta go into hiding. Well, you can't die. First off, I need a telescope. You said you'd become president and give everyone a telescope, so time's a ticking. I'll be upset. I'm just kidding. Can use your eyepiece. Hello, Shuko. Well, whatever it is, I hope you're safe. Oh, a raid train? From who? I'm scared. Oh, what is this? What is this saying? A hype train, that's what it is. Oh, I got you. Why did you choose the name John Smith? Was this just like a John Doe kind of moment? Like, you didn't care? Or is this like your name? Is your real name John Smith? Anywho, I wanted to smoke a bowl. We're going to be on TikTok too. You can be on whatever one you want. I do not mind. One of your nephews picked it up for me. Oh my god, I really never get bots in here. It's kind of cool. I'm a big time streamer. Just kidding. Bad bot. Where the hell is Kenny? Let's hype up. Summon Kenny. Act out of a home. Does anyone want this this? I don't even know what it is. Okay, I need to block these people. Oops. Anyway, guys. Today, well, first off, even though you guys are on my TikTok, I want to talk to my Twitch team, which a lot of you guys are the Twitch team. But hello, Happy New Year. For the Twitch, we got a lot of the same stuff that we got for TikTok going. Pretty much, Patreon has allowed some adult stuff. So I'm excited to step into the photography field again. And hold on one second. So I'm going to be doing a lot of that. And then content for Twitch and TikTok, we'll just be doing food and talking about the stuff I like to talk about. You guys know religion. And a lot of you guys have very similar interests in this, which is so exciting to me. So religious, spiritual stuff. Did my sub anniversary have a hype train? I don't know. I'm not too sure. Change as soon as I can. I don't mind it. It gives me very Mormon vibes. I don't know why. It gives me John Smith vibes. Or not John Smith, Joseph Smith. But just, I used to not, the Joker, welcome in guys. We're on Twitch too. Link in my bio if you want to join us on Twitch. But I used to do a lot more, Zorby, hello, podcast. When, I'm not ignoring you guys, but I'm on 2 screens today. So, but I used to do a lot more podcasts on my Twitch. And then because of financial shifting, I really just focused on TikTok. I'd like to incorporate the both like I've been doing. So I'm going to do that. The conglomerate of both is going to be YouTube. If you ever miss it, you can always go to YouTube. But between the two, we're going to get back in the swing of things. Cooking, going out to eat, doing my Hot Wheels program. I have a car. This is so exciting. I don't think my Twitch team knows. If you're on TikTok, then you know. But specifically Twitch, I was able to earn funds for a car, which is so exciting because I can continue my Hot Wheels program where I can A, have more burritos or whatever I choose to make in the vehicle, and then B, the motorcycle just was not working for my joints with how my hip is right now. That's only temporary. That's not a forever thing. So the bike is still there, and then I was able to get a small little Mini Cooper. So I'm so excited because that gives me a lot of freaking opportunities to just get out and about and do a lot of fun things. So I'm just really focused on content. I'm getting better, so photo shoots are going to be in the midst, and you guys have been following me for my health journey, but it'll get more into weightlifting and pole dancing, which is what I do for like my activity. And I'm really about fitness a lot when my joints are fine. So you guys will be following me on a fitness journey this year as well. So there's a lot of content happening. So I'm really excited about it. And I'm excited to have new people on the Twitch. I'm paranoid because I keep seeing people, but I just think it's my neighbors. I think they're just outside like normal humans, but I'm scared. Cloth, where have I been? TikTok likes to suppress my stuff, so I've been on. They just don't like to show me anywhere. I am on Twitch. Yeah, link in my bio. Mark, thank you. Yeah, we are raising money for rent still. We're almost to below 2,000s. If you want to donate, there's a link in my bio. If you want to throw $1, $2, $3, whatever, 50 cents, it doesn't matter. All gifts go towards it too. And the goal is 35K likes to get us on the For You page. Hello from Oklahoma, welcome in. But so that's the plan. So Monday, Wednesdays are going to be my like whatever topic I want to talk about kind of days. Sorry, I didn't know those were not focused. Friday, I'm looking to start getting like a one-on-one going with people. And then Sundays, you can catch us on TikTok doing like a group thing. So that's the plan. Did you get some food in you? I got coffee in me with a lot of cream, if that helps. I ate a few Doritos. Anyway, so. What a gigantic hat, I know, right? Hell yeah, Kevin. I hope you're doing all right today. I hope you're feeling better. Anywho, today we're going to talk about self-love. And I know that sounds corny, but just hold up, okay? Because this was a big journey that I went through when I started taking psychedelics a lot. And, sorry. And a lot of people think self-love is just as simple as like taking a bath and stuff, but I'm going to honestly go on a branch and say 95% of y'all who follow me probably have some sort of family relationship or some sort of trauma. Mark, thank you. Thank you so much. Which isn't bad. But our basis of self-love usually is morphed growing up when we're around not so good people. And especially when people abuse and everything, that alters your reality of what self-love is because they will never let you reach that point, you know? So their whole purpose, not purpose, but really they don't want you to reach that point. So when you're around people like that, it becomes a norm to water yourself down. Okay. And Herschel, welcome in. Thank you. I hope you're doing all right. You need food, coffee, like pizza. Well, I'll focus on rent first and then I will get food. I'm glad to hear that though, Kevin. Mr. Dunkin' Donuts, hello. Thank you for the follow. I hope you're doing well today. So, a lot of us, like, for me, for people that I know in my life, when I say a lot of us, that's who I'm talking about, is me and people who directly have been in my life growing up and everything like that. So, honestly, I just gotta say this also. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I don't want to offend anyone. I'm not out to attack anyone. If you resonate with this and it hits a little like, ooh, that stings a little. I'm not trying to, like, hit you in that way. But I'd rather be straight to the point so that you can get the message rather than, you know, leave room for assumption or whatever, okay? So if it doesn't apply to you, then it doesn't apply to you. You don't have to make it apply. Not all of this will apply to you. Yes, I love that, Mosaic. And also welcome in. So when you are involved with any kind of trauma, any kind of, you know, things that require you to be less of who you are, water yourself down, you end up falling in this like trap of really essentially not understanding what you deserve and what you're worth and everything like that. Because like I said before, it's not really their goal. Not everyone goes out maliciously to do this to you. But if you rise above or do anything that ends up threatening or making someone feel insecure, and their whole purpose is to, like, you know, humble you in their mind, whatever. A lot of us, our first haters are our parents, you know. What comes to mind for me is when I was younger, I used to sing a lot, and my stepmom, tone deaf as hell. I've never once judged her, though. Like, there's some songs where she's getting it, and I think your voice is like an instrument. Some get it naturally. Some have to do it and take time, like, practicing it, you know. Nonetheless, I think everyone is capable of singing, so I don't really judge. But there's someone in her life that has probably judged her for singing, and she stopped taking the ability to sing. Because I have so many friends who are tone deaf who still love to sing no matter what. I love that. Never in a day of my life will you hear me telling them not to sing because they're singing the notes wrong, the words wrong. I don't care. Sing it louder. I love it, you know. So in that time, I never really understood because my stepmom was one of my first haters, okay? And in that time, I didn't understand really what she was doing. But I was singing in the shower, getting ready for a choir concert where I had a lead part in it. And I got out of the shower and she's like, you shouldn't sing anymore. And I'm like, the fuck? The fuck? First off, I'm like 7. Why are you bullying me? Secondly, shut the hell up. So anyway, I carried on with my time, and it pissed her off. There were times where she would get physical with me, because in the backseat I'd be singing Evanescence, and she couldn't sing like that. And she would tell my dad to tell me to shut the hell up. And my dad would be like, she's not doing anything wrong. She's just singing. She'd be like, I don't want to hear her. So he'd be like, you know, that's your own problem, whatever. And I would turn around and just like to try to appease her, but also, I'm not gonna lie, I like to piss her off a little bit. So I'd mouth the words, and she'd be like, she's just singing more. I'm like, I'm not. I'm just mouthing the words. You just watch me. But in that scenario, you will encounter people like that a lot in life. And it's not anything that you need to take personal, okay? Because a lot of us will have situations that apply to that, right? You think back and you're like, damn, they were such a hater. And it really got to me. There's a bit in my life, and I still am self-conscious of singing, not really self-conscious, but I used to put myself out there. I was singing like in choir concerts. I would sing the national anthem for like assemblies or minor league baseball games. I loved doing that. And then when she said that, it slowly like ate away at me. And over the time, I experienced a lot of other things that just really kind of tore down my self-worth. So that always was in the back of my mind, you know? And a lot of us, I think, can have situations that correlate to something like that. Parents or whatever. Jim Beam, welcome in. Friends, you know, boyfriends, girlfriends, anyone. And once again, like, a lot of us, when I say parents, like, a lot of us have built-in resentment because our parents are supposed to love us, blah, blah. And this is how I started healing. By the way, ADHD, so we hop around, okay? So how I started healing, though, is someone had to have said that to her when she was younger, okay? And I wouldn't be surprised if it was her mother, because I met her mother. So that's where I have compassion towards that, because that's just her little inner girl screaming, yeah, I wish I could be heard. I wish someone told me I was a good singer, instead of being like, wow, you're so terrible, you know? And she just passed that on because she doesn't want to see some little child rising up better than her when she's already an adult, you know? And that makes them feel a certain way. They don't want to face the fact that they're feeling awful, so they try to serve you humble pie. They try to knock you off your pedestal. Oh, you shouldn't be that confident. You're delulu, as we all say the people say to me. Be as delulu as you want when it comes to self-love, okay? Even if you're tone deaf. And take it from me, like I said earlier, even if you are tone deaf, you will never sit in a car with me and be tone deafly singing a song and hear me shutting you down. I will tell you to turn that shit up. Sing it as loud. If I had a sunroof, open that shit up. You know, people who love you will embrace that, and nothing about you threatens them. And I don't know why. It seems like a lot of people have that in common that I talk to. Like, it's always like their parents did something that just like constantly tears them down. And that's what my stepmom did. Like, lots of things like that. And I ended up seeing that a lot in behaviors and people. And for a while, I didn't understand it because I did take it personal. But then when I tripped a lot, I understood, holy shiz, this lady probably went through some trauma that now she feels like she has to pass it on because she doesn't know how to deal with those feelings. And what gives me a lot of ability to help forgive family. Forgiving doesn't mean you need to reinsert yourself into their life, by the way. Take that as you want. But to forgive them, I really put myself in their shoes, you know? A lot of them didn't have the healing techniques, the words, the labels, the things that we have to where we can find our people as good as we do now. I know that sounds crazy, but, you know, like for the LGBT community, I know it was there, but now it's more prevalent and stuff. So there's more of a comfort being able to identify with that. Anything in that sense, if like we've had this kind of trauma and it causes autism, anything, like it's kind of healing in a sense to be able to identify with something. And a lot of that, I don't know how to put it, but it's all down to the root of not self-love. whatever, I don't know if it's hatred, shame, whatever the feeling is for you. I think it would be very subjective. For me, it was more, I didn't feel good enough because nobody recognized the efforts of like when I was a kid stepping up as an adult. Like I was 6 taking care of like a newborn and like a 1-year-old, and then my mentally challenged brother who at the time they said had Asperger's, and I don't know if that's, I don't know what they call that nowadays, but like I was the adult and I was like 6, 7, so a lot of it was like, wow, you put me through this and I wish you would see what the hell you're doing. Like a lot of times when I was younger, I used to wish I would be in a situation that my dad would have to save me. Like, you see what you're doing, like, help kind of thing, you know? And a lot of that, like, whatever that situation would be for you that you could correlate, it damages your self-love. Because as a kid, you're supposed, if it stems from childhood, as a kid, you're supposed to just be innately given that. You're supposed to be given unconditional love as a child. That's just the job of a parent. A lot of our parents, once again, did not have access to like, oh, okay, you're autistic, so you need to go through this course of treatment. Oh, well, there's nothing wrong with liking men. You don't need to beat yourself up over it. As a matter of fact, my adoptive parents, not mine, for my son, Morbid, welcome in. I'm the doctor, welcome in. I'm glad to see you guys. Happy 2024. Albino Wookie, hello. Yeah, autism is such a wide spectrum, so that's why I really prefer to say Asperger's. Some people get on me for that because it's outdated, but when you say autistic, like, I don't think people understand the level. So, you know, take that as you want. But the fathers of my son, a lot of their story, and it's not my story to tell, but a little blip of it, is them finding out, you know, there's no shame in loving who they love, and that is okay. Find your group of people. They're going to support you. Don't worry about these people because they're not you. I tell you guys that all the time when you're neurodivergent or anything. If you're not part of the social norm, stop trying to follow the social norm. It will never work for you in your favor. You might be able to work with it, but you can twist it to work in your favor because you have a skill that a lot of people look down on. They say, oh, this has caused trauma, all this stuff, which, yeah, it has, and that sucks. But it's giving you a skill of thinking differently than other people. People don't have that ability, and you're like, well, is that really an ability? Yes, okay? I'll tell you why. I saved a kid's life in my high school year, and that just stemmed from, because he like passed out. We were on like I was in ROTC, so we were on like a night outdoor mission. It's not funny, but I'll tell you why it's funny in a minute, because it's not funny. But this kid, I don't remember his name. It started with an M, Morris or something like that, his last name. Big dude though. And he just like was taking loads of like these energy things, like gummies and whatever those candies are, and no water back, Camelback or anything like that to hold water. We're walking like miles through the forest doing our nighttime exercises, and this kid literally just like passes out, and he like hits his head on a something, rock, tree branch, I don't know. We're going uphill, but I'm below him because he was like second to last. He was like helping me because I was having trouble doing anything because I'm small, like there's branches everywhere and stuff, so he's like making sure, like, you know, the branches are out of the way because I'm usually the shortest person in the group anyway. But he like hit his head on something, fell on me because we're going on like a slope that's like so sloped that you're like having a bear crawl. It's like grass though. So anyway, I was prepared for that shit though, okay? I don't know where I got the strength, but like I just like pushed him up and I started shouting like, grab him. And they like grabbed him up and we like turned him over and like ripped my shirt off because I see my dad do that. And I had another shirt on. And like put it on his head and we got the colonel involved and everything like that. Okay, so a lot of people would be like, wow, that's so great, blah, blah. And it is great. I'm glad I was there. It kind of hurt to be crushed by a man. Well, he was a boy then, but the size of a man. Nonetheless, but that in itself is something that would be prized in, like a detective field, police field, something like that. It's not good to have survival, but like I was always ready for something to happen when I was younger, right? And that was because when I was growing up, like I didn't have like one person taking care of me. I was always like, I was having to have my own guide. And that's where I found my own form of self-love in a sense, because I had to really trust my own stomach and everything like that. And I really had to learn to be okay with making mistakes because that was learning for me. And people will try to rock your boat so hard. And I try to tell y'all, it's not fun to be traumatized and stuff like that. But you guys have, like, I don't want to say superpower because I don't want to put someone in a psychosis or something. But you guys have a superpower in a sense to redirect that energy, because you guys have gone through a lot, and a lot of it is stripping your self-love from you. And that is so terrible that you had to go through that, but a blessing because you get to build yourself up exactly how you want. You're building yourself up from scratch, and you get to decide what that looks like, right? If you want to be a good singer, if you want to be a good, you can put your time and attention into everything. But when it starts with your journey of self-love, you have to be okay with upsetting people, okay? Because a lot of these people who are in your life who will say, traumatize you, abuse you, say anything to humble you, blah, blah, they're not ready for that journey to happen, because that means maybe cutting off your supply of them. Maybe you're supplying something to them that they're gaining benefit from. And self-love goes hand in hand with self-respect, A lot of times I look back on like relationships where like I begged for a guy just to say he loved me. Ew. Look at it like you're 85 years old. Do you want your lore to be so epic? Never beg, okay? Even if you want it so bad, okay? You are better than that. I said this earlier, so a lot of it's going to be repetitive, but there's a time where I decided that I was done letting people decide how I felt. And that really started like sprinkling its way in my life. And I remember it started kind of like after high school with my singing, because I love singing, And oh, these puppies are so cute. And I really didn't like that my stepmom said that, and I didn't believe it. So I was like, she abused the hell out of me. Why am I holding her opinion so highly? Just go out there and do it. And maybe if you sound bad, that's okay. Like sometimes when you're fresh out the gate from singing anyway, it's like if I were to go play the clarinet again, I know I would make squeaks a lot, here and there a lot, because I haven't played. I could do the notes and stuff like that, but it won't be perfect. But that's okay. That's where you got to be at that moment in time kind of your own parent, okay? And some of y'all, you don't want kids, I get it. But talk to your younger self. Give yourself the space to make mistakes. You are not a robot. I repeat that so heavily, okay? And I mean this with my whole bussy. Sorry. But truthfully, I would say this to any of the dudes I dated, as much as I freaking hate them, even Voldemort, okay? I know these situations that tear you down are there to teach you self-love. There's no way you'd be able to love yourself in the ways that you're about to if those weren't about to happen. Say you're in a relationship where you're not getting roses, or you're not getting the text back. If you just give that to yourself, you will find people who match that. A lot of us expect, we were talking about this earlier, unconditional love from other people. You don't show yourself unconditional love. The second you mess up, you're like cussing your own self out. You're like, what the F, what's wrong with me? And that's likely your dad or someone in the back of your head, really. That's not really you. That's just a learned behavior. And you got to talk to yourself like you're your own parent, You didn't know till now. And even if you did know, maybe it takes a couple of times to make the mistakes to really get it ingrained. Some of us are like that. That is okay. The only experience that you need to get under your hand is just getting in with the flow of being okay with making mistakes, because you'll make a lot of them. It's inevitable. You got to learn to love yourself despite making those mistakes, and that's where you start your self-love journey. And you'll find when you make the mistakes and you own them, it'll trigger people because they want some sort of conflict. Like I think of like Voldemort. Anytime I would own the mistakes, a lot of people who aren't ready to take on that road of, true love, they want someone to leech off of or something, or vice versa or whatever, they're going to be upset about that. And honestly, it's more than bubble baths. It's more than massages. It's sitting in with those hard times. Those times where you think about, and this, if this might trigger y'all, okay? And I hope it doesn't, but if it does, like, take a moment, take a deep breath, sit with your emotions. You're in a safe space. You don't have to run from them or anything. We're here for you. But, and how I did it anyway, is I thought of the worst times in my life. The times where I really fucking needed someone. And I picture it in my head, and I picture me right now walking up to that little person and telling her exactly how safe it is now, okay? If it's not safe for you now, then ask yourself, what is it that it needs to be safe, okay? Because you will never be able to love yourself if you're in an environment that is constantly harming your self-worth, your love, etc., etc. Joshua, hello. I know, I love that too, Albino Wookie. I love that so much. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. Oh my God. Thank you. Do I date grandpas? Depends on how much money they have. Anyway. Oh, thank you, Mrs. Hall. How cute. Thank you so much. Welcome in, y'all. Welcome in. We're on Twitch if you guys want to check it out. Link in my bio. Thank you for all the likes. We're trying to get to 35K. It puts us on the For You page. But thank you guys so much. And we were talking about this earlier. And so I'm going to use Shuko as an example because her and Voldemort are the only really two close ones I know. And she's the bright side of it, okay? We don't want to focus too much on the dark side, okay? So sometimes when you don't love yourself enough, it can manifest in ways of doing a lot for people. And Shuko does a lot of that. And she's like someone who's always taking care of people. I used to be that person, and I remember being very exhausted because, and if any of you guys can relate to this, like, feel free to, like, share your story, whatever. Like, I'm just trying to, I see a lot of people come in here, and it seems like what's going on, the pattern that I see is we put our validation and everything in everyone else. You don't need to do that, okay? Whoever was in your life who told you you're not good enough on your own, doing nothing, I hope to be a voice in your head that tells you that you are, okay? Just because if you don't want to work your whole life, that doesn't mean you're a worthless person. Some people literally cannot work their whole life. That doesn't mean their life is any less valuable. Hello, look at these little things. You think they freaking work? I'm pointing to my dogs. You guys can't see, but my little puppies are over here. Just because someone can't work doesn't mean they don't add value. A lot of it stems from that, right? Or for girls, like, if we're not baking, cooking, nurturing people emotionally, tending to their mental needs, because for us, that's what it has always looked like in the past, because we're like the nurturer caregiver type. So if we're not doing that for everyone in our friend group, then we must be a bad person. And that's not at all even close to the truth. Not one bit. As a matter of fact, the people in your circle, and I'm not saying in Shuko's circle, she's just someone who I'm using because she's able to, if she wants to pop in and talk about it, she can understand what I'm saying and give her wisdom. But she is in the midst of her phase, and I think there's a few other people. I'd like to think my Sierra, my friend Sierra too, is in the midst of this phase of really learning what you deserve. And there's people in your life who know what you deserve already. They're just not going to give it to you because then for some reason they think that means you're going to leave or you're not going to be there for them. And even then, sometimes it can come out of a place from, I want to make sure these people are okay, but I don't know how to take care of myself because maybe you weren't ever taught to take care of yourself. And that has been a journey for myself. For me, and I think Shuko can relate to this as well. Dr. Kevlar, welcome in. For me, I worried about the family growing up. Too young to be worrying about kids and stuff like that. I worried about family dynamics too much as a kid, which I shouldn't have. But that put a stress on me. And now I'm learning to dive into myself and revisiting my childhood and things that I like. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this because this is where video games come into play if you're a guy or anything like that. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is literally the beginning of self-love, okay? A lot of you guys think there's something, oh no, like I gotta do it all. Like, firstly, don't worry about doing everything at once, okay? One of my favorite pictures that I posted a while ago, I don't even know, I don't want to look it up because I know we'll never find it. But it's one picture is a ladder of multiple steps, really small increments, and one is a ladder of huge steps, huge increments. The small steps really matter in this case, okay? When you connect with an inner child that wasn't able to be doing their thing as a kid, believe it or not, that is the start to your self-love journey. And then you start giving yourself things that you deserve. You just give it to yourself because you're like, it's been a hard day, I deserve this. And hell yeah, you do. Okay, I'm here to remind you that you do. And then it starts from there. Okay, it keeps going from there. The little steps. As opposed to like, for me, I'm a very black and white person. So I will just cut someone off, block, cut, delete, everything. I don't care. But I don't recommend that for most people because that's not how they work. The small steps will always matter. I've only been put down and belittled. Yeah, and that's not good. And that's where, once again, those small steps matter. Because when you go out and buy like a boba drink for yourself, that's a small step in giving yourself what you deserve and what you want. And that will help you, in the smallest ways, validate yourself. And a lot of us, like when I was younger, and this is a lot of y'all's journey actually that I see, is when I was younger, I was always, once again, trying to make sure my friends were okay, right? None of them really made sure I was okay, and that was okay because that's not their responsibility. But nonetheless, I was always making sure they were okay. And Shuko is here. There's an analogy I said. So sometimes I feel like there's people that when they're offered a whole plate of food, they'll take like a small piece. You know, when you're offered a whole tray of cookies, you'll take one cookie. Some people will literally take the whole tray and think nothing of it because they think you're offering them the whole tray. So when you start doing these things, there's going to be a mix-up of stuff, okay? And when someone takes the whole tray, that's not something that's terrible, okay? Sometimes if it's a pattern, then yeah, that's something they need to work on. But that maybe is a sign of practice of boundaries. Practice boundaries in yourself. Once again, boundaries are a sign of self-love. And I will be the first to remind you again that anyone who does not like the new boundaries that you put in place, old boundaries, whatever, if you need to re-bring up a boundary that you didn't have, you have but no longer do, whatever. If they get upset about that, then maybe look at the reason why they're upset. They're likely benefiting from the lack of boundaries. You setting boundaries is a form of self-love. It's a form of self-respect. And honestly, sometimes people really don't know. Sometimes people grow up spoiled, okay? They think the whole tray is for them, and you got to set those boundaries. Like, no, around here, it's not. Around here, you get 2 to 3, and that's not anything bad on them. That's not anything bad on you. It's just how it is in your space, and they got to learn to respect that if they care about that, you know? Are you okay? Never. But when you start your journey of self-love, it's going to be very confusing, okay? Because you're going to have to sit and validate yourself. You're going to have to learn that, you know, at the end of the day, like, you can't control whether you're going to be friends with someone, boyfriends with someone, girlfriend, whatever. You can't even control if a family member is going to cut you off or not. So make sure at the end of the day that you're good in here. And like I said before, I said this earlier on my TikTok. I dated a really terrible dude. And I'd be crying, needing so much reassurance, so much just something from him, anything, any kind of breadcrumb. And he would just look down on me, and I'd be sitting literally, and he'd look down on me, and I would just be so upset. And I literally told myself, I will never let someone make me feel that way again. Once again, there is self-love and standing on boundaries and having self-control, learning what makes you tick, learning what you dislike and don't like, do like, and standing on those boundaries. It's not easy because it requires you to cut out people that you have formed likely trauma bonds with or some sort of unhealthy attachment to because of some sort of maybe toxic stuff you got going on. And when I say toxic, it doesn't mean you're awful, okay? Toxic can look like just ill habits, okay? Habits that were formed to protect yourself in one environment, but now you don't need them. The universe is asking you to grow, so those habits no longer serve you. They don't serve the people around you. And so say where I needed a lot of reassurance from whoever in my life, Voldemort, now if I dated again, I wouldn't need as much. Hello, Jake Wolf. How you doing? Hey, ego, my ego. Welcome in. Now I don't need as much because I've been able to center myself. And oh, Spuddy's barking. I was like, what the hell was that? Also, I gotta check the... Okay, cool. I don't know if we can hear them. I forgot to fix the sound. But I don't know what I was saying with that. But when you start your journey of self-love, it's difficult, trust me. I remember because I dealt with people that were using me just for the good attention I got, and then would sit there and try to humble me behind closed doors. And then, you know, it just went bad from there, you know. I was continually seeking their approval because I don't know why. I didn't think I could do these things alone. And then I realized, okay, I don't really need them in my life and they don't really feel right to me. So I'm not going to continue with things. And they were upset because I had cut them off and I knew they'd be upset. But to protect my peace, that's what I did. And it's not easy. No one said it's going to be easy. But I always look at life like I'm my 85-year-old self now. And when you look at the long scheme of things, you'll be glad when you cut people off that aren't meant for you because the energy itself ruins your journey, okay? Sometimes that energy is not meant for you in that time. And if you sit there and, you know, family bonds, I'll say this, and this applies to myself, but you can take it how you want. A lot of us, and I've said this a lot of us are born into traumatic families. And I feel like we're meant to understand that family is really not blood. And that's what it means by breaking bloodline curses. Once you step away from an abusive family, anything. Like, I remember when I was in foster care and I had the ability to go live back with my father and my stepmom. I did not want to. My brother chose to, and he came out 10 times worse at the end than I did. I knew that the group home and foster homes were not going to be amazing, and they were freaking shitty. But I did it anyway because I knew that my father was in a healing stage that nothing I could do could control. Nothing. I literally would go to end's length. He would drink a lot because he was ex-military, not ex, but, you know, former military, whatever. I used to, like, replace his huge-ass bottle of vodka with water. I don't know what I was... I know what I was thinking. I thought they'd run out of money and then stop drinking. I didn't understand how addiction worked when I was younger. I didn't know that he would just keep finding money to do it. And it ended up being, like, money that I would earn. So, there's that. So, some of us are born into families where we're meant... right. Exactly, Outson. Some of us are born into families... I need your energy to bully me. If you want to pay the rest of my rent, I'll bully you. I'd like to have a roof over my head. Welcome in, by the way, guys. Thank you for all the likes. We are still streaming for rent, so if you want to donate $1, 50 cents, whatever, there's a link in my bio. If you don't want to, that's okay. Just hang out with us. We're also on Twitch, and you can find that in the link in my bio as well. But yeah, sometimes, like, a lot of us are born into families that really, I believe, are there to show us that you're supposed to find family outside of your blood. And that's breaking generational bloodline curses. And if you're someone who's done that, I'm proud of you immediately. Because I can understand if your family is at your hindquarters, like always saying, oh, you're doing this wrong, it probably would get to you. But if you look at the brain differences between us and just like, you know, my grandfather or your grandfather's age. Okay? Don't take their words very lightly. Yes, they have wisdom and they've had time on this planet, but when they start insulting you, goddamn, don't even listen to them, okay? I will always remind you as well, guys, a happy person does not go around pooping on other people. They don't go around trying to humble people. They don't go around trying to like knock you off your pedestal, belittle you, anything like that. Okay? So if you find your family doing that, your friends, anything like that, it ain't it. Sever the ties. They know what they're doing. You don't need to give them a chance. You can if you want, but you don't need to give them a chance to gaslight you. And, you know, if you give them the opportunity, they will. And a lot of us have dealt with partners, anyone, family, friends, that they piss you off. You tell them, hey, you did this. And they're like, okay, I'll do better. They do better. And then they end up declining. And then they piss you off again with the same thing. And you're like, hey, you shouldn't have to go through that, okay? People who care about you don't put you through that, okay? And I did not know this growing up. I went through a lot of stuff where I put myself through that. And it wasn't until I started tripping and using psychedelics and discovered, weirdly, self-love and how to validate myself and just sit with myself. Like, no mistake you make is ever bad, okay? If anything, blame your parents. They weren't there to teach you, okay? If you lack somewhere, your parents are the first people who are supposed to give you that knowledge, okay? I don't care, public system, school system, this, that. As a parent now, even though I don't have my kid in my custody, if I had the money, I would not send my kid to the public school system, okay? So your parents are your first line of defense, and if they didn't treat you right, A, I'm giving you big hugs. I'm sorry you went through that. But B, I hope to think that if you haven't started your self-love journey, it starts this year. And it's going to disrupt some people, and especially if you have family and you're the black sheep of the family, it's going to disrupt a lot of them, because what's kept in the family stays in the family kind of thing. The second you break free, they're scared everything will get out. It's like a weak link in the chain, you know? Once that is broken, anything can be let loose, they think, okay? Maybe you don't move that way. Maybe you just want to go do your thing, because I didn't really care to like air out my family's laundry until like 2 years ago. But for the longest time, I just cared. I just want to move on. I don't care, you know? So sometimes snow and heavy, yeah, be careful with this weather, you guys. Stay safe, please. I hope you guys are prepared for snow. Absolutely. Oh, thank you, Jake Wolf. Advocate Ferg. Thank you for the gifts, you guys. BG. Oh, thank you. On the grind. Welcome back, by the way. Thank you for all the likes, you guys. Our goal is 35K. Let's get there. I know we can. If you don't want to, that's cool too. I'll just go cry. Anyway. But it's going to feel weird when you start your self-love journey, because you're so used to giving to others. It's going to feel very weird. It's going to feel very like you'll feel bad for it. You're like, oh, I shouldn't be doing this. No, you should be. You should not be putting yourself in an uncomfortable position to make sure someone's comfortable, okay? That goes emotionally, financially, physically, anything, okay? And that's where you got to stand on business, okay? You got to stand on your boundaries, and those are hard. But remember, when you stand in your boundaries, that is a form of practicing self-love. So don't think, oh, like I'm doing so crap. Like, be proud of yourself. I practice self-love. Even if you didn't like do the boundary perfect or whatever, you're not a robot. Like, you're still learning what's good for you, what you like, what you dislike. Give yourself some grace. Give yourself some space. Okay? So I'm grabbing a Timmy soon and hop on the sled. Hell yeah. Hiked a damn mountain to make easier for me. But I remember when I first started giving to myself instead of others, and it felt weird. Because I felt like the second I had money, like, oh, I shouldn't have that. I don't deserve that kind of thing. Like, I think, like, I need to be giving to my friends, otherwise they're not going to like me and they're going to not be my friends, you know? That's not the case. As a matter of fact, a lot of your friends don't need things from you. A lot of your friends just like you because you exist, okay? If you don't have friends like that, maybe get rid of them. Okay? You should be able to do absolutely nothing. And your people root you on for just that alone. Family, friends, loved ones. And if they don't do that, then you got to sit with yourself and ask why you surround yourself with people that aren't worthy of you, truly. Because if they don't respect you, if they don't love you the way you feel like you deserve to be loved, then they're not going to. You don't need to teach them. Okay? There will be people in your life who will come along and just teach you that there are people who love you and will respect your boundaries, do what you need just to make sure that you feel safe with them. It's not that difficult, but when you start, it will be. And I remember it was a very difficult time for me when I had to do it because I was pretty alone for it. And I'm like, I live with my mom, broke as fuck, and moving to last one be here. Hey, I'm going to remind y'all, living with your parents is okay. All right? Once again, give yourself a little grace. Times are hard out here. A. B. Living with your parents is okay. They're your parents. They should be giving. I don't know where the narrative came, once you're 18, leave. But in a lot of cultures, kids do not leave their parents' house until they're married. So, and when you look back on it, if you really care for your parents in a loving way and everything, this is time that you can make memories with them. This is coming from someone who literally has been on their own, well, since before 17, but nonetheless 17. If I could have lived with my family past that, I would have, but my grandma asked me to move out literally on my 17th birthday. And I had to go through a whole court process so I could be legally allowed to move out at 17 through the foster care system. So, sometimes when you guys say that, I'm like, damn, if only you guys knew what a blessing that really is. I know emotionally it can be taxing, but one day you will be grateful that you have those memories with them. And that's how I just kind of look at things now in my life anyway. You know, with my dogs, let's put that, like, you can apply this to anyone. I would hate to look back when they're gone and think of all the times where I, you know, took for granted the time I had with them. So I think anyone who lives with their parents, it might be mentally draining. They're a whole generation different than you, okay? Give them some grace. They're still learning. They're still making mistakes. They're just as human as you are, okay? I feel like sometimes with our parents, we think they're like superheroes. They're not. Sometimes they're even dumber than us, to be honest. For Shadow, welcome in. I hope you're having a good night. It's not the street. Oh, right, exactly. I was like, is this fight lingo or like street fight lingo or what? I forgot what I had said. I feel that living alone thing. Yeah, I love it. I'm not gonna lie, but if my grandparents had given me the opportunity to live there longer, I might have done it, honestly. Now, my grandfather, he lives alone because my grandma passed. I would not, no. Only for the sake of spending more time with my grandmother. But a lot of us sacrifice self-love to water ourselves down for people because we want them in our life, because we think the quantity of people in our life means something. And I'm just here to remind you, you could be a hermit and still be a very valuable person as long as you're not a weird hermit unaliving people, okay? You don't need a huge group of friends. You don't need a huge family. You don't even need family to be valuable, okay? If you're just raw dog in the world, all alone, lone wolf style, whatever, you're still very lovable. You smoochy coochie little poochie bear, okay? You're just a little cuddly wolf. Sit down. I'm just kidding. But you're still very lovable no matter what you've been through. Don't let the situations think you're not. A lot of us carry a lot of guilt, a lot of shame from the situations that adults who knew better put us through. And there's no shame with that. Even if you're an adult when things happen, you give yourself the grace to make mistakes. Just because your mistakes look different than the person next to you, that's all right. You're not the same person. Your mistakes are not going to look the same, just like your victories will not look the same. Just like your journey will not look the same. You might have similarities, but it will never look the same. Do not compare, because that will rob you of any kind of happiness, any kind of self-love, any kind of self-improvement. Your journey is not to compare. You don't see, dogs comparing to what it'd be like to be a fish. They spend their time being the best doggo they know how to be. I correlate people much like plants. We all need certain environments. Cactus need the desert. They don't need that much water. If they went into the Amazon with a lot of water, they die. As opposed to a forest, Amazon forest kind of plant, they need a lot of water. Just like people, we all need very different things. One person can need this for healing while another needs this for healing. What my self-love looked like through the years is this smoochy coochie. I just realized how that sounded so funny. Smoochy Gucci. I just say like I do like baby talk to the dogs. Like Gucci Gucci Smoochy Gucci Poochie Pee Pee Tootie Tootie. I don't know. It becomes its own language at a certain point. But Alabama, though, I'm on probation until 2026. Oh God. Well, be safe with probation. Goodness, you guys are crazy. But what my journey of self-love started with was literally just little ways of validating myself. Someone did something and I decided I didn't like it and I moved accordingly. I didn't go up to them and be like, hey, you did this and I didn't like it. Can you fix it? I didn't care. If they valued me as a person, they would fix it because people, once again, know what they're doing. Now, not everybody's malicious, but that's where you got to have the discernment. Okay, is this really worth my time? People often distract us and we use that as a form of distraction. And a lot of people think like alone time is self-love, which it is. But without the intention, the self-love isn't there. Okay? That's where like baths can be self-love, but you have to have the right intention. If you're just doing it to go with emotions, if baths aren't your thing and you're just doing it because everybody else takes baths and that's what you think it's not going to work for you. Self-love is just like plants. It's very subjective to you. Your nutrients, your fertilization, whatever, looks different than the person next to you. So you get to decide that, and that's where you have to look at your inner child. Okay? A lot of people don't know even where to start and what makes them happy. Remember when you were a kid, like, it doesn't matter how kid-like it is. I don't care if you were 3 years old. I literally still watch Wallace and Gromit. I watch Shaun the Sheep. I watch SpongeBob. These are things I watched from like 3 to 10 years old. Thank you. Who sent those? Ghostface. Thank you. Thank you for the gifts. Don't be scared and don't let people shame you for diving into your inner child and rediscovering the little light that you used to have, okay? Nobody knows what that looks like. And if you have a parent who's going to be like, oh, you are too old for stuffed animals, blah, blah, maybe buy them a stuffed animal, if anything. Sounds like they need one too. Sounds like they're a little jealous, okay? But, you know, sometimes when it comes to healing your inner child, we have people who will judge us. And that's where the self-love starts becoming a snowball. Once you start it, it's not going to stop. If you try to stop it, if you try to put brakes on it, it's going to get so uncomfortable. It's going to get so uncomfortable. And that's why you'll hear a lot of spiritual people or whatever, life coaches and shit, they'll say once the self-improvement starts, it just won't stop. It can't stop. Because once your eyes are open to it, you can't unsee it. So once you realize, oh my God, I'm sacrificing myself for all these people and they really take me for granted. And you can't love someone harder. If you're giving them everything you have and they don't love it, you can't go buy them more and they'll expect them to love you more. That's not how it's going to work. They don't love you for who you are to begin with. And that's where like a lot of self-love will come into place because a lot of us will be people pleasing. And I know a lot of my friends are on this journey and I just got done with this and I still practice it myself. And so it's kind of a never-ending thing for people who've been through the eggshell phase with family, relationships, the people-pleasing phase. And we try to appease people. We try to do everything we can to make sure that nobody hates us. You got to be okay with people hating you. You're only a baddie if people hate you. I'll be honest with you. I get real suspicious of people who everybody likes. Because usually 99.99999% of the time, there's something underneath that mask that nobody would like if they found out. And then that's the thing, if you knew that and you were masking for it, you need to sit with yourself and be okay with that. You need to be okay with people judging, like maybe you're a murderer. I don't fucking know. You need to be okay with people judging you because you need to take accountability. Like, yeah, that was fucking wrong. I shouldn't do that. That's crappy of me. Don't do that. You know? So you got to be okay with people judging you, okay? If you really fix what's here and you, like, let's take Gypsy Rose, okay? You fix what's here. You'll take accountability for what you did because you'll recognize it came from a place of learning, all right? You had no self-love and you had to go on the self-love journey. And that's where you have to give yourself some grace to make mistakes, even if you unalive your mother. Please, I do not recommend that. But she has given herself grace. She made those mistakes. She's owned up to it. She knows that's not right, okay? So, who told? Deals in absolutes. If people aren't with me, then they're my enemy. Hello, Baltimore Ravens fan. I hope you're doing well today. So, you know, at the end of the day, when you start masking for people, you'll become resentful of them. I remember I did. I was masking heavily for my old group of friends because I just wanted to please them because I don't know why. I felt like I had to have friends. At this point, I hope this doesn't sound harsh, but I don't care. I don't know what's wrong with me. If it's even something wrong, I don't think there's anything wrong with me. I don't crave human connection in the way other people do. I know that, and that's where I don't push human connection on other people. I don't know if that's like an autistic thing or what, but I just love being alone. I freaking love it more than anything. Thankfully, when I separated from my friends, I was able to utilize that. I just kind of dove into my own self and really sat with myself because I didn't have them to turn to. I would have an idea and I'd be like, oh, let me run this by so-and-so and see if they're okay with it. Now, if I have an idea, I just tell my friends the idea and they root me on. I'm not looking for validation. I'm just like, oh my God, they're like, what do you have planned for the week? I'm like, oh my God, I'm so excited to have this going on. Instead, it's like, should I do this? Or should I do that? Like, I think sitting there at a certain point, we're not kids anymore. You got to sit there and validate yourself. And second guessing yourself like that can go wrong a lot of places in life. So you got to start just, going with what's here first. And that's where you have to sit with yourself alone. Because there's so many people, if you rely on people for validation, if you rely on people for direction and stuff, they will guide you the wrong way. I was relying on friends who were in toxic relationships to give me relationship advice. Okay? And they were giving me advice for their only relationship, which I would never be in a relationship like theirs in a million years. I would never be happy. And it's difficult when you've gone through a lot of trauma and stuff to sit with yourself because we're taught that, we have to be productive. Why aren't you cleaning? Why are you sleeping in? Lazy people sleep. Those words are not in my vocabulary anymore. I don't believe in being lazy. I think a lot of us, first off, like, why is it okay for rich people to be lazy? If you're just born into money, you can be lazy. That's okay. But if you're a working class, you have to be working. That's not the truth. You're not a peasant. This is the modern day society. You don't have to always be working to be worth something. You don't have to always be doing something around the house. Because as women, it's different. For men, it's more working. Sometimes women. But for women, it's like, oh, I have to be cleaning. Oh, I have to be doing the laundry. Oh, I have to be making sure my friends are okay. Oh, so-and-so said they were sick. I must make them soup. Blah, blah. Self-love starts in taking care of here. Are you okay here mentally to do that? Physically? Financially? Will you be compromising any kind of security in yourself, financially, physically, anything, to meet the needs of others? If you can do that without sacrificing yourself, then you're in a good thing, okay? In a good, whatever, connection, okay? The way I will describe it, how it looks, is what I go by now in my life, okay, I implemented this like maybe 4 years ago, is pretty much there's 2 cups, right? These are the 2 cups. This one is being filled up constantly by something from above, whether it's God, prayer, source, whatever, okay? Whatever energy is up there. So when you sit with your all alone, validating yourself, that comes from somewhere above. I don't know where it comes from, but reminding your higher self is essentially what I'd say. Reminding yourself of your victories and like your strengths and stuff. You sit with yourself and all of this is coming down. It's filling your cup so full. And you find once you have self-love, you move so differently. You move so confidently. You just move forward with things you want to do because no one's going to stop you and you want to do whatever you want. You want to wear that clothing article. You want to dye your hair that color. You want to be that person. You want to boss it up this year or whatever. Once your cup is full and overflowing, these are your friends and family and other people that are not you. They can catch the overflow. Okay? Your cup should never be like this and you just give them all that you have. It should never, ever be like that. And I really do challenge y'all in 2024 to kind of live by that. Because that's really what's changed my life. A lot of us are guided by trauma because we think, and maybe not trauma, just life circumstances that ingrain in us make us think that, you know, we have to abide by a certain system and just empty ourselves for people, and that it's selfish to take care of yourself. But especially if you're a people pleaser, please take care of yourself, okay? If you need a friend to remind you to take care of yourself, I will do it. Literally, that's what I try to do every day for y'all. Because a lot of people will not like when you take care of yourself, because what that will do is it will level you up. And that threatens something in them, okay? You don't want people like that, okay? Because once you get that good stuff, you know, like, say if I was in a people-pleasing state and I won the lottery, I would have given the money to the wrong friends who didn't deserve it, okay? Who used me for everything. Ash, thank you! I hope you're having a good day so far. And Happy New Year. As opposed to when you get blessed with the lottery later, when you have self-growth and self-discovery, and you can put that to better things rather than wasting it on people who don't care for a second that it's not theirs. They just want to utilize it as much as they can because they want it for themselves. They don't really want you to have that, so they're just going to be a friend and be like, hey, can you buy me this? Can you buy me that? Can you buy me this? Cousins started showing up. You don't even know them. Who are you? It's super dope and all. It's 500 quid having the girl in my arms. And see, that's the thing, I think, for men. It's a whole level of self-love when it comes to... and this is... I hope this is going to sound offensive. I don't care. When it comes to the patriarchy, though. Because women don't have as much of trouble when it comes to being alone in the romantic field because we keep connections through our friends. We keep, like, we make sure we say, how are you doing? I hope you're emotionally well, mentally. You know, we do that. Some guy groups do that too. But that's where I really preach heavily on self-love. You know, a lot of guys will be like, yeah, I've been single for 8 years, nothing. What did you do those 8 years? Did you just sit in front of a computer and fap away and play video games? Or did you actually, like, start reading books and finding hobbies and learning things about yourself? Because there's a difference in a man who does that versus one who doesn't, as well as a woman. But I do see a lot of my guy friends, they get caught up in, I just want a woman, I just want a woman, I just want a woman. I'm so heavy on focusing on redirecting your focus, okay? A watch pot will never boil. You can't sit there and just watch, wait, try to force every girl to be your girlfriend, okay? Be your exceptional self, okay? Be the cool dude, cool lady you are by yourself. You'll see that a lot of people will start approaching you because you have a different set of confidence when you practice self-love. And then from there, because so many people approach you, you don't even find the need to grasp at the low-hanging fruit, the first available girl who says, hey, hit me up. You don't even care about that. Not worth your time. Because you put so much effort into loving yourself, these people could never meet you on that level. And you know that just through the words they say, the interactions that you have with these people. And it's difficult, but I think for guys in their circles, like, you're the man if you have a girlfriend. And I want to remind you, in the women's circles, we don't talk about men like that. At least, at least healthy women, I'd like to think. Healthy women want men to embrace being alone, but learn something from being alone. Because just like women, we learn something from being alone. We value ourselves, you know, whatever. Whatever it might be, the journey of self-love, okay? But you don't need another person to complete you. I had to learn that through, like, this whole Mormon journey that, like, I was just, like, raised to think that I have no worth other than being some man's wife. And I never really believed that because my father raised me and I found that to be conflicting with what he taught me. So, you have to literally... I don't know. As a guy, it's much different. You have to be okay with being alone, but you have to really be intentional about your time and energy. Because I'm sure you want a girl, but what kind of girl do you want, okay? And when you say, oh, I want this girl, this girl, this girl, what kind of traits does she have? Do your traits like attract that? If not, you got to meet them at that level. And that's where progress is. Like, if you want to be a NASCAR driver, you can't just go apply. You got to kind of work towards it. Maybe you want a lady out of your league, but freaking be the man that, like, imagine your ideal woman. Imagine who you are in 5 years, you know? Does that man align with the kind of woman that you envision being with? And how I do it for my own mental exercises is like, what does myself look like? What do I smell like? What do I feel like? Like, I try to feel my body. Like, do I feel good? Like, are my joints good? Like, how am I 5 years from now? And then from there, that kind of draws the storyline of what kind of partner I'm attracting. And if you just follow that journey of self-love, you will attract the right person. And it's just like how I say, like, anything, streaming, losing weight, anything, work, anything. You want to earn more money. Don't focus on the money. Focus on what brings in the money, you know? And then make sure it's something you love doing. Make sure it's something like you can, you know, progress and get good at, or whatever, that's sellable. Okay? The money will come if you have a good energy about you. If you know, if you're confident in your product or whatever, the money will come. Same with losing weight. If you want those numbers on the scale to change, be consistent in the gym and the kitchen. Give yourself the dedication, the love, because you want to be this person in the end of it. And the numbers will come with that. Because if you focus on the numbers, you'll get too sidetracked and you won't focus on what actually brings the numbers up. So you got to just kind of redivert your attention. And if you know about quantum physics, then I talked about this the other day. It's kind of like the double slit experiment. And it's like a wash pot never boils, kind of. But when they were observing it, the atoms behaved differently than when they weren't being observed. So you can't just sit there and constantly be like trying to just only look for girlfriends, only look for girlfriends, only look for girlfriends, because maybe your mind is clouded by something. And then once you start focusing, and it reminds me actually of when I would do puzzles with my grandma when I was younger. Literally, like, I would focus so hard for a piece, and then my grandma would just be like, step away, just go away for 10 minutes, and then come back and you'll find it in like a minute. And it would happen every time, without a doubt. And that's the exact same thing of the double slit theory, the watch pot never boil theory. Don't focus so hard on what you're trying to achieve. I know that sounds crazy. Like, don't focus so hard on that. Focus on what will draw that. If you want self-love, you can't just be like, oh, I need to love myself. I love you. And like, just like beat that into yourself. You have to allow yourself to do certain things, and you have to focus. Okay, if I make a mistake, let me learn from it. If I want to treat myself, let me do that. And then the self-love will come with that. It doesn't appear like, oh my God, all of a sudden I think I'm just this huge, wonderful, magnificent being, you know? Sometimes it's like that for people, but for most people, it's a gradual increase. So you got to be okay with it not being instant gratification. It will happen, but it doesn't happen overnight. It's not easy, but when you look at it in the hindsight of things as your 85-year-old self or 5 years down the line, you will be so glad you took that. And life will get really uncomfortable when it's trying to teach you to move in ways of self-love. And you got to say, okay, it's going to be uncomfortable to sit here and be stagnant. It's also going to be uncomfortable to grow. But which one leads to a better outcome? Usually the growing does. And so in that, you're able to take the risk a little more safely because you've kind of, you know, told your mind like this is kind of the necessary channel to go through to be able to come out in the end better. And self-love goes so far. Self-love goes into starting streaming because you believe you deserve good things that happen. Every time you guys see people donate to me, I really believe if you started streaming, that same stuff will literally happen to you because you've seen it happen to me. That just puts it into motion to you. But as soon as you start believing that you deserve that, you start moving differently. You don't care what kind of setup you have. You just start streaming because you know it's going to happen to you because you deserve it and you know that. And a lot of people will sit there and be like, oh no, I don't, like when you get complimented, like, oh, I don't like compliments. Well, you deserve compliments, okay? It can start at that base level, okay? And it's just the same. If you're uncomfortable with compliments, you're probably going to be uncomfortable with someone throwing 10K at you. While it would be nice, if someone actually gave you 10K, how comfortable would you be? Because trust me, I had someone hand me 5K in cash. And I remember it was so uncomfortable for me. This was a dude I dated. It was so uncomfortable for me. It really was. Because I had never been given that amount of money in my life. Okay? But further down the line, I used that instance to manifest things for me, because if someone at that point believed that I deserved that, and I didn't even believe I deserved it at the time, then I know at this point people think I deserve more. And it's true. Like, some people will literally come in here and be like, I manifest 10K for you. Or like, if I win the lottery, I'm giving you half. Like, I don't know what will happen, okay? I would love to think that these things will happen. But it's so heartwarming because you guys are like loving me on my level, like the way I love myself. When I say like I want a 10K a month, you guys aren't like, oh, that's delulu, blah blah. And that's where like you got to put that in perspective. Do you have family members or friends that if you said the craziest thing, would they be like, yeah, don't do that, ugh, don't do that? If you wore something, are they like, go change, don't wear that? They aren't it. It doesn't mean you have to cut them off, but maybe you should move in silence with those people around, okay? If you don't have the ability to cut them off, and there's no shame on not being able to cut them off, okay? It's a slow journey. My friends that I cut off before, I think it took like a full year before I completely cut them off. It took a long time, okay? But it was more of like there were things that they were doing that I just didn't like, and then finally I just didn't talk to them anymore, okay? When you do this, it's going to be feeling so weird. And that's where, there's a Discord in my link, okay? Link in my bio. This is where I really would love to be there for you guys, because if you are someone like me, where I had to remove my friends and my family, the whole system, and I had nothing to fall back on, and that can be difficult. And unfortunately for me, I had to deal with it alone, but I don't want people to deal with that alone, okay? As much as I always say this, I wish I could give you guys thousands of dollars. I don't make that yet. And when I do, I will. But for now, I can offer you a safe space. If you are trying to practice your journey and things feel a little confusing, or maybe like, you're having a tough mental day and you need some sort of just pick me up, okay? Like, we're here for you. All I can say is it's not going to be easy. It's going to disrupt a lot of things in your life. And especially if you're a people pleaser, it's going to be a heavy start to your journey, because not only are you starting the journey of self-love, but you're crumbling things that are probably energetically so strong because they've lasted bloodlines that it makes it so uncomfortable for the family to deal with that. Okay? And that's where, like, if you're ever in an unsafe position or anything, when you're trying to cut ties with people and they just won't let you, you have an unhealthy relationship or something, we're here for you. It's that kind of safety net, okay? Because I would hate to, like, give advice on this and maybe, like, you're with an abusive partner or something and you're trying to cut ties with them. Good on you, first off, and they come after you. Restraining orders and stuff aren't going to help. Like, maybe there's going to be someone in the chat who is in the same state and they can offer a couch to lay on or something like that, It can be a system like that can help you guys get through this, because self-love is going to help your guys' journey so much. So much. Because literally all of you are such good people. For real. You guys deserve good things. You guys have been through so much crap. And a lot of crap you didn't deserve. And you just kind of did it. You just went with it. And I know a lot of people will be like, oh, I'm sorry you went through that. And the same response comes out of me. But usually we're just like, it is what it is. That's our sense of normalcy. So we don't really know what it's like, but the older you get, the more you process this and the more your brain connects things of how fucked up these situations you went through as a kid, as a young adult are, and it doesn't sit right with you. And sometimes it fucks you up a little more as an adult because you have the cognition to understand it and everything. So just know, it's not easy, but it's worth it. It's much like working out, okay? You get 6-pack of the mind, all right? I can't tell you enough how beneficial this is, okay? I started my self-love journey like just black and white, cut, clean, and dry, like maybe 2-3 years ago. And it's been big, big steps, small steps, but it's been huge, life-changing. And I was in an apartment full of roaches just disgusting. Terrible neighbors, terrible relationships, terrible friends. Family was just not it. They still aren't, but, you know. Then I decided, okay, I deserve better, and none of these people are going to give me better. I can't rely on them to, because they never will. Every time I put my trust in their hands, they break it. It's like a little glass vase. I put it in their hands, and they just keep like, oops, sorry. And then I clean up the pieces, and then I put it back in their hands, and I fix it, and I say sorry to them. And I'm like, why am I doing that? There's no reason for that. As a matter of fact, they should be apologizing to me. Hey, I love you. I know. Hi. So, just know when you start this, it'll be turbulent. It's not going to be like, oh, yeah, this. It's not like a checklist. You'll feel emotions. You're going to feel upset. You're going to feel sad. I remember when I cut off my friend, I thought we were best friends, but I knew we weren't. I thought she was my best friend, but at the end of the day, I wasn't her best friend. And she was just jealous of me. Anything I had, she wanted. And it was definitely the situation of she didn't like that I had it. And if she could strip me from it, or just the pride or confidence of having whatever it is, the money, tattoos, the body, the makeup look, the whatever. Anytime she got a chance to do it, she would. And like, when I'm with my friend Sierra, a lot of guys will hit on me. When I was with my friend Katie, guys would hit on me, and she would always have something terrible to say. Sierra hypes it up. She's like, damn, girl, get it. I love that. Like, I fucking love that, okay? People who aren't ready for you to go on that journey will always constantly humble you, because they want to keep you in that box. The more they humble you, the more they remind you of who you are. They're just doing that to keep you in a spot to where they can utilize you. And it might not be for money. It might not be for whatever. It might be for just external gain here. Because they don't know how to validate themselves. Something about how you move, something about how you do things with yourself threatens their security. And they don't want you to be showing that off, because it reminds them that they don't have it. And they find a need to like humble you, tell you not to do things, whatever. And don't let those people in your life, okay? They will block your self-love, because you'll sit there and wonder what's wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with you, okay? It's just that people are insecure, and that's her own problem to work through. I do know why she was insecure. It was her crappy boyfriend that she's now married to. And I remember finding out that she was married, and it hurt my feelings. I was sad. I cried. But I had to get over it. Obviously, you end up getting over it. And that's where I say sit with that emotion. Don't run from it. Don't, like, when you feel that emotion coming up, don't, like, hurry up and find something to distract you. Sit with it. Cry. It's okay. You don't have to, like, cry in front of a fucking crowd of people. Just cry. That's okay. Okay? It's much like sweating. Just call it sweating from your eyes, okay? Your body has to get rid of the toxins. That energy is toxic to you. Cry it out. Get it out. You deserve better, okay? If my friend really cared about me, Katie, if she was really my friend, she cared about me, she would have invited me to the wedding, disregarding how she thought I felt about her, because she still cared about me. You know what I mean? Now, fast forward, during that time, crappy friends, crappy place, even my motorcycle was crappy. Someone stole that. My car was crappy. It was just all around awful, okay? I was wearing, like, not me things, I would say. Like, I was trying to still find myself, right? And so I didn't mind it, because it was helpful with the photo shoot things to do things that were of different aesthetics. But it was helpful because I was like, oh, I like this style, I like that style, I don't like that style. Like, it looks good on me, but I don't really feel it, kind of thing. So I was able to go through that self-discovery. And when I was trying to start that with Katie around, she would try to humble me real quick. When I got my chin tattoo done, she was like shitting all over about how the placement looked like crap and everything like that. And she has a more round face because she drinks a lot, so she gains weight. Well, if you drink a lot in general, you gain weight in your face really fast. I know I do, so it's just kind of a normal thing when you drink. So she ended up like shitting on me for my chin tattoo, and then went to the lengths of getting chin suction surgery and then getting a tattoo there. And it's those kind of things that people will do, sly things like that to keep you in place. break those walls down, dude. Kick them down, okay? With all the force you can. Stop letting people box you in like that. You deserve to be everything and then some, and people around you should not be triggered, okay? And you will find that when you start moving with a certain amount of confidence, love, and self-respect, people get threatened very easy. Literally, people come in here just shitting on how I look. Why? Probably because maybe they want to do that style, but they can't. Their family will make fun of them. Or maybe they could never pull it off. Or maybe they actually like it, but they're part of a family who criticizes instead of compliments. You know, you could build a whole house and some people will be like, I just don't like the color that you picked. First off, Nancy, no one fucking asked you, bitch. So that's where you got to stop relying on self-validation, because when you rely on it from people who are using you in your people pleasing phase, they're never going to give you what you want. And that goes, if you were in with, we were talking, Shuko and I were talking earlier, like it goes hand in hand with that being said earlier. Okay. You can chase it. She asked like something about, she needs reassurance. And it reminds me a lot when I was with Justin, because I needed a lot of reassurance then. And Voldemort. Some people aren't capable of it. And asking them for that is never going to do anything, because you can ask, but it won't come from the right place. No matter what, you will have to provoke it. And it should be one of those things that is given to you, you know, immediately and without any kind of asking or anything like that. And if you don't feel safe and secure in your relationship, because I know when I was asking for a lot of validation, I was not secure in myself. And that's once again where you have to ask why you need so much validation from said person, okay? Whoever it might be, family, whatever. At some point, what if it's mom? She's gonna die. I'm sorry, but she will. You have to learn how to move on your own so that you can be comfortable with that, okay? It's only natural to do that, and it's okay to mess up along the way. And that applies to everyone, okay? Self-love it's a weird journey. It really is, because a lot of the time, it's a lot of like beating yourself down and trying to just pick up and brush the dirt off your knees. It doesn't even feel like anything like love. There's a lot of tears. There's a lot of, like I said, anxiety, sleepless nights. But the thing is like when you're anxious, okay, when you need reassurance, I remember having sleepless ass nights because I needed so much reassurance. Oh my God, I would have crying fits. Just the whole day was ruined because of it. And like I said before, I was so sick of letting a person drive me to that. And that's where you have to recognize sitting with that emotion, not run from it. Why do I feel this way? Why do I need validation from this person? Why does it even matter what they say? Is that something that I can give myself? You know, et cetera, et cetera. Keep asking yourself questions as you would ask someone else. And a lot of us, we rely on like, you know, another person to make us just feel important. How are you? How was your day? So we can talk about ourselves. Talk about yourself to you. Be proud of your accomplishments. You don't have to go talk to other people about it. And I think that's what, like, a lot of people give me hate because of, like, my illness. And people give me hate for, like, streaming and doing rent streams and stuff. I'm so beyond grateful for what I have, because I have a car. And, like, I'm not faking my illness. I had someone, like, earlier on my Instagram say, like, I don't buy it for a second. But, like, I'm so firm in who I am. I don't need to prove anything to anyone. If I was really healthy, you guys would see me dancing, because there's dance videos and there's workout videos I've had. You don't see that for a reason, okay? If you've known me since my childhood, you've seen me in school. A lot of my friends are still friends with me online, and they've seen me. Hydration check. I only have coffee, but still. I have water in the other room. They've seen it. My father's seen it. He's friends with me on social media. I don't have anything to prove to anyone, because it took a long time for me to sit here and be okay with myself. Like, the amount of hate I get online, I don't even know what the hell. You have no idea how powerful it is, though. And that's why I really just, like, I hope you guys go on this journey. I know it's going to be difficult, but I'm here for you guys every step of the way, okay? I've been through it myself. It's not fun. But once you become so in love with yourself, and it's not arrogant, get that out of your mind, because the difference between arrogance and love for yourself, you move differently. Arrogant, you don't even show up for yourself, okay? You tell people you're this and that, you're really not, okay? When you move through action, you do that because you love yourself. You love yourself, and you're not having to get validation and prove things to people, so you're not seeking external validation, and you're moving for yourself, okay? Nothing what people can say or do will rock what you're doing or even do anything to the foundation, Because you're so firm on this is me. I know me best. No one knows me like me. No one knows what I went through. No one even knows how hard these situations were. No one knows the nights you cry yourself to sleep. No one knows the battles that you pulled yourself out of alone. Do you know how much fucking strength that takes? Do you know how many people end it on a daily because they don't have the strength to do it anymore? And that's not a shame on them. Life is fucking hard. And when you don't have it easy, you're doing the hard thing by confronting like the BS right in front. You're just like chest to chest with it. And that's where you have to give yourself like, you're a badass kind of person in the mirror. Like, look at you. Look at you freaking go. And here you are, a kid, having adults bully you if you have childhood trauma. And you were threatening them as a kid. You are that much of a baller. Find the inner light, okay? The reason why people attack you, there's a reason. There's something in there that's triggering them. Okay? Remember that. When people are attacking you, it's because you've got something they want. Okay? When they're trying to humble you, you've got something they want. Don't eat a slice of the humble pie. Okay? It tastes shitty. Alright? You're going to regret eating it. Unfortunately, it's addictive. And you go back for seconds, thirds. A lot of us will do that. We'll ask a person to take us back over and over again, even though they cheated on us. Because we feel like we need their love specifically. No. You need your love. Sit down with yourself, love who you are, and discover the parts that you deem unlovable. Ask yourself, why do I think this is unlovable? Why? Did your mom say that to you? Did your dad say that to you? Did you have a crappy friend in your childhood who said that to you? Sit down with yourself and ask why. And then if it brings up feelings of crying, cry it out. Put on a sad song, cry even harder, okay? Get that energy out of you. Because when you think of it and you cry, but you block it, you're keeping that energy stagnant in here and you will never grow past that because it's still in here. Get it out of you. It's tainting your growth. It's tainting the fertilizer. Ash, thank you. Panda Express while listening. Hell yeah, Jeff. Newt, welcome in. Jeffafo, welcome in, guys. We're on Twitch too. Link in my bio if you guys want to come hang out. But, yeah, you guys, it's going to trigger a lot of people. I guarantee you. But down the line, 5 years, you're going to thank yourself, okay? Through the self-love I practice, I literally upgraded my motorcycle, upgraded my car. I live in a house alone. I literally thought I had to be with an abusive dude to live in a house. Now I'm living in a house alone. And I'm lucky because even on top of that, it came into the play of self-love with SW. First off, I learned that men will like me even with clothes on. That was a discovery of self-love. And on top of that, people just love to sub to me, to talk to me. And that was a discovery of self-love. That was very healing for me. I was like, oh my goodness. People love this, so let me start talking to people more, you know? And I started becoming confident in what I was saying, whereas before I would rely on people for their advice. I was unconfident in where I was going, what I was doing. Now I'm confident because I've connected the dots and everything like that. People who love what you're emitting, they will stand for it so hard. You will move so differently when you're moving through self-love. You can be people-pleasing all the people. I say this all the time to everyone. I say it to Shuko, but I mean this to everyone. And you can apply this to every friend, okay? You can put any boundary in place, literally with me. Zorby, Mark, they've given a lot to my rent streams. They could literally come to me and be like, I'm never giving you another penny ever again. I'd be like, first off, what's with the attitude? Secondly, that's okay. Are you okay, though? Do you need a hug? You know, like, I would be more inquisitive. Like, are you okay? What's going on? You know, I would not care. I'm not friends with them for money. I'm not friends with them for anything other than they seem really genuinely like great people. You know, you could come to your friend with any kind of boundary and they'll be okay with it. Now, maybe if they're not okay with it, okay, there's going to be some sort of discussion and there's going to be some sort of self-discovery, because if they're receptive to maintaining that relationship, they're going to be like, oh, and curious, what's going on? Why do you feel like you need to draw this boundary? Well, what if we did this? Like, maybe there's a compromise that needs to be met. But that's still standing on self-love. That's still you sitting down with yourself, showing yourself the love you deserve and deciding, hey, I don't fucking like that. I'm going to stand on business, okay? And then you do it. And that's on business, all right? It's not going to be easy, but, like, I said this year, okay? I don't want it to sound gloating, but I gotta tell you guys, like, if you were to tell yourself, oh, I'm gonna get a car this year, a motorcycle this year, and move into a house, that probably would seem like a freaking lot, okay? It would seem like a lot. But if I could do that in a year, so can you. It doesn't matter what you want to correlate that goal to. Maybe you already have a house. Maybe you want to start a business. If I can have a list of big things to do, you can have big things and accomplish them as well within a year. But it starts with self-love. Because if I didn't love myself, these haters would definitely break me down. They'd make me feel like, oh, I'm a bad person for streaming for money or whatever the hell. All it is that they're coming from a place of maybe they wish they could do it, or maybe they need help. And what, I don't know. Okay. It's all about projection usually with people, and they just want to keep you in a place of knocking you off your pedestal, humbling you because, oh, well, they don't have that. Like, you shouldn't be like showing that off so much. Since I don't have it, it's hurting my feelings. Like, simmer down, water yourself down. Never. One of my favorite phrases is, never cut yourself up into smaller pieces. Let them choke. And that's true. Okay? If they can't handle who you are wholly as a person, you don't need to force it on them. Okay? You don't need to make yourself more digestible. You don't need to cut yourself down smaller. My friend Katie, my old friend Katie, I act very crazy in public, and I know I do, but I'm okay with that because I'm okay with people laughing at me. I know they'll just go home with a good chuckle if they remember me. Like, it's only for good things, right? Some people, because they don't like that energy, they wish they could be funny like that. They wish they could get attention. They wish they could whatever. They'll try to humble you. Oftentimes I would host parties and I would do something and she would like tell me to like simmer down, or like, okay, you're not supposed to do that, or that's not ladylike. Or first off, I've never tried to be ladylike in my life. I like to wear lady clothes and stuff like that, but I grew up with dudes for the most part, and I always considered myself a tomboy. So I don't know where you're getting this ladylike shit from, but it's not happening here. And then when you don't follow their rules, they start getting triggered more, and they start acting out more because they're trying to recover from doing what they know is wrong, but they're trying to keep the mask on to not let you know that, oh, they're jealous, they're envious, whatever the fucking phrase it would be. They don't want you to have that. Okay? Don't let the Katies of the world get you down. Maybe the Katies are the new Karens. I don't know. I hope she's done good since I've seen her. I don't know. I don't check up on her, but nonetheless, I think if she broke up with her man, she'd do better. But anyway, but yeah, literally, like I've sacrificed a lot of self-love. You know, speaking of relationships, like for her, for instance, like her dude would check me out all the time. There was one time when I was bending over, I was wearing shorts and I have tattoos on my butt cheeks, and he was like staring at me. First off, second, my boyfriend never. You're not even, like, first off, my boyfriend, my man, would never even care, nor would he be around other women just because he has his homies. He doesn't care to be around my girlfriends. So, secondly, why are you looking at my ass? And then I'm standing next to Katie, his girlfriend, and he's like, I couldn't help but notice, what are the tattoos on your butt cheeks? And then later in the night, she approaches me, and you could tell she felt a certain way about it, and I would too. I don't blame her. Later in the night, she approached me, and she's like, you need to, like, cover up next time you come over. And, you know, I'm not the kind to be told what to wear, but I kind of get it, okay? Like, I'll wear pants, I guess. Not a big deal. So I did, but no matter what I did, it would trigger her. Much like Voldemort, the guy that I did it. No matter how I respected their new boundary, it still triggered them. Because no matter what you do, it will always trigger them because they're not ready for growth yet. They are comfortable where they are at. The idea of losing their partner, losing the friend, losing the family is so uncomfortable. But you are uncomfortable. As soon as you admit that, then the uncomfortableness of improving does not seem so bad of an idea. All right? The people who are going to be negative in your life are not going to be the people who deserve the energy from you when you've healed and decided to start loving yourself. Because when you start loving yourself, you're going to get everything you deserve and everything you want, and then some. And they'll want a piece of that cake. Trust me. And that's where I'm so heavy on keeping my circle small. I used to have so many friends, and I know a lot of people, but I only have a few friends, and I'm happy with that because I know one day I'm going to make it big. It sounds delulu, but to some people, but to me, I'm okay with that. I know what battles I've overcome, and I know what I'm getting ready for, right? And I know who's to be thanked in the process when that day comes. Now, if I had been, like I said, with my old friends, another example, I ended up making a meal for my friend Ben and his roommates. And the dude was like shitting on me because the macaroni and cheese was delicious. But he was like, ew, why does it smell like this? Why does it look like this? Because I had used smoked Gruyere cheese and it makes it more pale. And then he was like being really critical of the food that I made, right? And I was really upset because I just made like 8-hour pulled pork brisket, barbecue brisket, and with my own barbecue sauce and everything. And just because he let me use his washing machine, I felt the need, like, I was people pleasing. I felt the need to, okay, oh my God, he's done this for me. This is so nice of him. Let me repay him. Truthfully, if any of you needed, if I had a washing machine and any of you needed to use my washer, you wouldn't even have to ask. If I knew you were going to the laundromat, I'd be like, hey, do you want to come over and use my washer? You know, it's okay. You know what I mean? So, and have no self-worth. Exactly. 420 Snake! Thank you! And then I remember hearing him in the living room eating the macaroni. He's like, this is the best macaroni I've ever had, but I would never tell her that. And I'm like, what the fuck? Packing up my shit and I leave. That was one of the moments that I really took into account in my mind. Because that guy wasn't my friend, but he was a friend of my friend's. He was Ben's friend. And Ben tolerated that behavior. And if Ben's okay with his friend talking shit about me, then Ben probably talks shit about me. And then Ben's probably not my true friend, which I already knew that because I was overdoing things for him just as a thank you. And he would take even more from me. You'll hear stuff about Ben. I was in an abusive relationship and he like asked me to co-sign for a truck, a $30,000 truck. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. He didn't explain it to me. So I co-signed for it. Luckily, he did pick me up and drive me to Arizona, which was very great of him. But nonetheless, I wasn't aware that this would be on my credit for like 8 years or some shit, 5 years. I think it's still on there. And I asked him for help with a motorcycle for like a $2,000 loan on a motorcycle. Really, it was for him to sign for a motorcycle so I could get one because my bike had gotten stolen. My car crapped out. I was like, okay, I really need help. Let me see if Ben will help me. And I wasn't really friends with him, but I figured, okay, let me reach out to him. He totally was like, I can't trust you, blah, blah. I was like, bro, this is so weird. I've literally, A, never done anything for you not to trust me. B, I signed without question for a $30,000 truck. Like, how are you going to sit here and say that you can't trust me for $2,000? And I had showed him like the things that like I was getting paid through another platform and like what my balances were. So like I was trying to show him and he's like, oh, if you're making so much money, why don't you buy it outright? And I'm like, because I don't have the $5,000 in hand right now. That's not how it works. Okay. So people like that, you don't want, okay? You will people please the wrong people by not loving yourself. When the time comes when you need something, they're nowhere to be found and you've people pleased the fuck out of them and given them everything. And then you don't want anything to do with them. He literally came into me. Oh, he definitely is, dude, definitely. He came into my stream, Twitch, like a couple years ago. He thought like the guy I was dating had like told him bad things about him to me. And he's like, yeah, I think Justin like talked crap about you. He bought everyone's subs. That was my best month still to date. Because I walked out with like, I feel like $500-600 out of that stream. Something crazy. And he never came back because I told him, no, Justin didn't do anything. I essentially decided on my own. I wonder why though. And he didn't like when I talked about this. If I posted this on Facebook, he would get pissed off. He would go tell his friends, oh, she's talking about Lola. I'm like, well, maybe you shouldn't have been such a crap person, dude. If you would have told me, like, I wouldn't have mind him signing for the truck, but if you're using someone's credit, pay it off early, okay? If anything, be courteous. You didn't tell me to be on there for so long because that's what was impacting me buying the motorcycle. I couldn't get one because of his shit being on my credit because it said like I was $13,000 in debt. And I'm like, that's not mine. That's not mine. I'm not in that debt. That's not mine. So I went out to him in a messenger, Facebook, I was like, hey, can you help me sign for this loan? I have literally more than half of it right now. I'll pay the other half at the end of the month. And he's like, I can't trust you, blah, blah. That's why I stand so much on the self-love, because right now, maybe it feels like you're shooting yourself in the foot. Okay. Oh, what if I lose? What if I'm doing the wrong thing? Trust me when I say this. A lot of people that you're people pleasing for will not be happy when you step away. And then when you need help, when you step away and you return back to them to say, hey, could you help me? They won't. They will not, because A, they're trying to punish you. Okay, likely. They'll teach you a lesson. Don't let them. Let the lesson be that they're a crap person. They know that, okay? They're manipulating you, okay? You love yourself enough to step away from that. You deserve better. If I were to ask Shuko, Destroyer, Mark, anyone to sign for something, I let them know exactly, like if I were to ask someone to co-sign for something. And I end up doing that. I went to Facebook and said, listen, a lot of y'all have followed me for years. This is my position. I don't have family co-sign. I don't have anyone co-sign. This dude had me co-sign for a truck and it's fucking up my credit. I need help from someone to co-sign for me. And I still could not get approved, no matter what. But nonetheless, the girl who did co-sign for me, which I love this for her, she ended up getting something off her credit because she didn't know this was on her credit, but it was like a $5 thing. And it affected her credit so much. And then she got it off her credit and it boosted her credit to above 700. And I love that. It was like 20 points or some shit. So I love that because I was full, like ready to pay her back and then some for just helping me out with that. But just for her help, it's kind of like the universe was like, here, thanks for helping my girl out kind of thing, you know? And that felt nice because in general, I just hope like good energy comes to people when they, you know, integrate with me in any kind of way, help me out. But that's where, you know, have some self-respect. You don't want to look dumb. You don't want to be that girl going back to the guy begging after they've cheated. They've shown you that they don't want you. Same with dudes. You don't want to be that person going back to friends and begging. They've shown you. Have some self-love. Understand that you have a different journey and it's going to be difficult, but it's going to be good for you in the long run. Those kind of people will not benefit you in your life. And you're not here, oh my God, that's so cute. Thank you. 420 Snake, thank you. But you're not here to do things for people. You exist, and that should be good enough for people. It's good enough for me. A lot of you guys just exist in my life, okay? A lot of you guys just come and chat, and I just love you guys for who you are. Your journey, the way you learn from it, the things you talk about. You could never give anything to me, and I still root for you so wholeheartedly, send all the love, you know? That's the kind of people that you attract when you start loving yourself, for the most part. You still have to make, you know, discernment between people who want to leech off of your energy and stuff. But nonetheless, when you start loving yourself, you start being able to decide who's meant for you better than before. Because you would accept anyone or breadcrumbs or anything before. And now the standards are, maybe you want Japanese breadcrumbs, okay? Like maybe you want something a little more better, as you deserve, okay? It all starts with self-talk though, okay? Mirror work did magic wonders for me, okay? And that's a big thing in the witchcraft world or energy world, is imagining your mirror self as your sister, your brother, your dad, whoever. It's just your counterpart. That's you, but it's you in another dimension, right? You're talking to yourself still, but you're telling yourself you love yourself. And that's where I say this, because I do it to myself. I've done this. And that's where I say, look in the mirror, smack your ass, call yourself beautiful, because I do that every day. I literally do that, okay? It's been a routine of mine for like 3 years now, okay? Do it. Look at that self in the mirror. You're strong. Remember the battles you went through. Remember the things that you've learned. Remember the wins that you've had, the victories you've had. Those can never be taken from you. Ever. Thank you, stinky man. Ever. And that's where you move in those. You remember those, you move differently. Because while you've never done this before, you're confident because you've done something similar before. And people come in all day long telling me, I'm not going to make it, I'm not going to do that. And I end up blowing them out of the water, but they're never to be seen ever again when I make that goal. It's going to happen to the people in your life. You got to get used to people changing. That's difficult. But you here can remain the main source of solitude, stability. You're a pillar of strength. You can make it that way if you choose it to be that way. So it's a hard journey nonetheless, but I want to remind you guys the Discord is here for that. If you want to make this journey, you're not alone, okay? It's okay to ask for advice and stuff, but ultimately relying on yourself and knowing that you know what's best for you. And we have a lot of people who, especially parents, who tell us, oh, I know you better than yourself. No, get to knowing yourself better. Don't let people have that advantage over you. Don't let people have that control over you. The moment you start practicing that self-love, you're going to end up changing things for the better. You're going to get what you deserve and even more than that. Trust me. The reason why I preach it so hard is because I lived it. I was the people pleaser. I used manipulative ways, and I didn't realize it was manipulative until now. I didn't realize people pleasing was manipulation because you're masking and doing more than what you should for people so that they like you just because of what you do. Friends shouldn't like you for what you do. They should like you for who you are. And then when you start overstepping boundaries like that, you start overstepping boundaries. It's different from person to person, but you start doing too much for people and they'll take too much from you or they will resent you for, I don't know. It gets weird. And that's where no matter what, you can be solid right here. And that's where my phone's about to die. We're on Twitch if you guys want to come find us. Link in my bio. I'm almost done anyway. But I promise you guys, I spent so many nights crying alone. That's okay. That's part of the process. That is temporary, okay? The anxiety is temporary. Breathe through it. Take deep breaths. Anxiety creates shallow breathing. Get the air flowing through your system. Everything is going to be all right. This moment might feel bad, but that doesn't mean it's bad, okay? A lot of us overthink, reassure yourself, get in the phase of reassuring yourself, telling yourself, speaking from love. It's okay to be overwhelmed and anxious and stuff like that, but that doesn't mean the thoughts are true. Give yourself the safe space, love yourself in that form, and sooner or later you're just going to start being the confident baddie that you are, girl or boy. All of you have the inner baddie. I can see it. And I know 2024 is going to be your year. I'd like to think. So we're going to have a lot of talks like this on my channel this year because I want to see you guys reach your fullest potential. I really do. And a lot of you guys seem to be in the same problem area, and I'm happy to give my thoughts on it because I feel like I've been there and I can give some sort of insight, some sort of guide out of that little dark area, okay? My phone's like on 1%. I love you guys. I'll see you guys on Twitch. I'll be back on TikTok here in a minute after I get done with Twitch, but it's at 1%. Oh no. But yeah, you guys really, I think every single one of you deserve everything you want. There's nothing that you don't deserve. It died. But there's nothing, if you think of it, you deserve it, you do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay, I think you guys are going to get that. You just have to block out the people who say you don't, and the people who are taking energy from you, giving that to yourself, put them on the back burner. People who love you and know you're on your own journey, your own self-love journey, they're okay with the back burner because they know you are your own priority, and that's a good thing. I love to see it when you guys take care of yourselves, and I hope this year you end up doing it a lot, okay? Crying is self-care, okay? Taking a day to yourself and forgetting about people, not messaging them, just being in your own solitude, enjoying the moments in your own self, that's self-care, okay? Respecting your boundaries is self-care. Standing on your boundaries, speaking up and advocating for yourself is self-care. It's self-love. It's all of that. So don't think it's just bubble baths and lighting a candle. A lot of it is up here because once that happens, the mental shift happens. And then you actually start getting stuff you deserve and you want. And then you recognize, oh, okay, I'll let this friend back in my life. I'll let this boyfriend back in my life. I'll let this family member back in my life. And now I'm not getting all these things I deserve. And then you cut them out again and you get everything you want. So then you start not playing around with that energy even more. You so wholeheartedly stand on self-love and guiding yourself through that way because while you might trigger people, they'll remember you on their own self-love journey. They'll respect you once they reach that point of self-love. Damn, I really respected Shuko for standing on business. I respected Mark for standing on business. Hell yeah of them. And that's where the learning for them is It's not linear. Your growth is not going to be this at the same speed as everyone at the same time. Sometimes you'll grow really fast and your friend will be back here, and then shoom, they grow really fast too. And that's where you just got to support them in their self-love process, you know? It's going to feel a little weird, especially as adults, because life gets away from us. We have jobs, we have, you know, all that kind of stuff that can make us feel like maybe our friends neglect us, maybe we're not good enough, whatever. Family, boyfriends, girlfriends, whatever. That's where definitely sitting with yourself is the best thing you can do. It's going to be uncomfortable, and I will completely say that a million times because it is. It's so uncomfortable. It's not fun. You want to run away from it likely immediately, okay? But forcing yourself to sit with it is going to be so much more strengthening in the end. It's just think of it like working out your brain, like working out your body, okay? If you approached a workout that was like hard, you're never going to strengthen that muscle by running away and just never doing it, okay? You got to strengthen your brain, you got to strengthen your resiliency, and you all are already resilient, but this is a different form. This is a form that probably hits a little more on trauma, because people pleasing, especially when we lack self-love, that falls hand in hand. And yeah, we end up doing things that are pretty regretful, and it's okay. You're learning. Everybody has regrets, okay? You aren't living if you don't have any. You aren't living if you don't have any mistakes, anything like that. So open up the space for that to happen for yourself. Open up this fucking pit. But Kenny! Is Kenny in here? Kenny! We were trying to summon you earlier. I agree. And I do think it takes a very certain person to be able to be very much in solitude. You have to be very okay with yourself. And those kind of people, maybe they're lonely. I know a lot of guys say they're lonely, but at the end of the day, it's drama-free, it's peaceful, and people like myself, I really need that. The less drama, the more peaceful, the better, okay? I don't care if it looks boring. I don't care. I need that peace for my sanity. And that's where I'm here to blossom. I'm here to water myself, fertilize myself, grow myself, and whatever fruit ends up blossoming off of me and dropping, people can have that fruit. But until then, I'm going to focus on what's going to make me blossom, what's going to make me love myself, etc., etc. That looks different from person to person, as it looks different from plant to plant, okay? You decide what kind of plant you are. You decide what is needed in your environment for growth and love and self-love, and you're deciding who in the people for self-love, self-growth. You decide all of what that looks like. That's the good part of it, is that you get to decide that. Sometimes we think we don't have control over our life, but we really do. But we have control over ourselves. And that, sometimes when you first start this process, feels like you don't have much control. It gives you a lot of control, trust me. Just like, you know, people upset you. You think you have to control others. There's so much power in being able to let people do whatever they want. They can be rude. They can be jerk-like. They can be haters. They can be abusive, whatever. But you stand so firmly in yourself that no matter what they do, you're just going to keep doing what you do and love yourself no matter what. And that's, you know, hermit life, whatever you do. It takes a lot to do that. So that's where I say, like, this year, even though, hell yeah, candle time. I know the phone died, so we can do candle time. I know, literally. And the sad thing is I find that people have those high school personalities even more as adults. They're very cliquey. They're always, you know, running and telling whoever circle about whatever business, and I just don't do it. I hate that. That's where, like, I will always own things about myself, because you will never be able to shame me in a circle behind my back. You can literally hate on me, but you're just a fan and you're just a hater. A, you're watching me. B, you're talking about me. I'm taking up space in your conversations. You're thinking about me. You're a hater, okay? So, if I spoke with... Hell yeah! I love it. I love to hear you're getting better, Kevin. I hope your day's going well, by the way. Yeah, a lot of people, they're not ready for growth. So, if you want to start the self-love journey, expect a little bit of it to be alone, okay? A lot of people won't understand it, especially if you're a people pleaser. They won't understand why you cut them off. They won't think anything wrong of it because you've let them have access for so long. And really, to you, it's different because in your mind, you live it every day and you're kind of building up resentment, you know? And then they finally do something and it's the straw that broke the camel back. Whereas to them, they've done this all the time. Why should this time be any different? And you don't need those kind of people around, especially if you're someone who's a victim of trauma. You need people who make your safe space safe. They care about what makes you safe, what makes you feel safe. And if they're constantly trying to trigger you and whatever, do something that dings your self-love, you don't need to be around that. It's not going to help you at all. It's going to keep putting you back to square one. But especially with dating, friends, anything, when you start loving yourself, you start becoming more magnetic. You do things that other people don't do, and people love that. People get attracted to that. They just go to you, you know? And that's where self-love becomes almost intoxicating because you realize how good it is for you. You want to dive more into yourself. People enjoy you more because you are you, and then you enjoy yourself more because you're able to be you around people. And it's just a nonstop good cycle. And you'll find out after the hard storm and everything that the flowers, the fruit, and everything that grows afterwards is so much more better, tastier, bountiful than you could ever imagine. You haven't reached that step yet. You don't know what it looks like. But once you kind of see a glimpse of it, you're going to start being, yes, cut you off. Mom, fuck you. You know, good on you. And honestly, like if someone were to come in here and like cut me off, I'd be like, well, I mean, that sucks, but like good on you. You know, like I love that. Do your thing. Okay, because I hope that me supporting you, if I care about you, me supporting you, you'll come back eventually. You'll find your way back. I'm not worried, you know. You'll go through some growth. I never did any harm to you, so you'll go through your growth and you'll come back. You'll be like, hey, I kind of went through some things, blah, blah. I hope you're doing well. Well, I hope you're doing well too. I'm glad to see you've grown, you know, things like that. So you're going to run into that phase, but you got to push through that little storm. And it's not little, you know, it might take a year or two, but when you look back on it, I would go through it again because I know the outcome is so good. It's so good. You get the jobs you want. You get the boyfriends, girlfriends that you want. You get the friends that you want. You get the opportunities that you want. You get the blessings and miracles that you want. It's all about energy. When you're around people who are constantly being a hater, disguising it as whatever, jokes, love, whatever freaking moms, dads do, you know, it creates an energy with you that is not love. You know, when you love something, it's a completely different energy. When you embody the opposite of that, imagine what you're attracting, okay? Get that out of you. Get it out. You deserve so much better. So much better. So much more. Those kind of people aren't going to give it to you. You can do what you want with that. You can cut them off full swing. I did, you know, like chop. I tally it in my mind, but there's usually just a straw that breaks the back kind of thing, and I'm just done, you know? Real fam chosen or given through. Right, exactly. And it reminds me a lot of my grandma. She let me make mistakes. She told me, like, if I showed her something or did something, like, she'd be like, wow, I'm kind of disappointed in that, like my tattoos or something. But she still let me do the things that I wanted to do. She loved me regardless, and that's what it looks like. You know, like that saying, like, when you love a flower, you water it, you don't pick it. You know, there's a difference between loving and liking something. And when you like it, you pick the flower. But when you love a flower, you water the ground that it's growing in. You water the roots, everything. And while maybe if someone cut me off or whatever, like that's hard on its own. Like Ben, Katie, if they were to use that as a learning experience, like they'd have to understand, okay, what did I do? And maybe they take accountability for it, and maybe they approach me, and then I have the decision to be like, yeah, we're friends again or not. But, and that's the other thing. When you start showing yourself self-love, people fall off. People, if they can't continue to humble you and be controlling in that sense, because it is a form of control manipulation, like trying to serve you humble pie, knock you off your pedestal, they'll just fall off. They don't like being around anymore because they don't feel comfortable. They don't feel like they can put you in your spot. Your confidence triggers them. The attention you receive triggers them because they don't get that. They have to try extra hard for that, and you just get it naturally. They'll just fall off. That's where you continue moving with self-love. You don't have any hate towards them, nothing towards them. You know what the process of self-love looks like after a while, that you know when someone's about to embark on it and you love them for it. You're like, hell yeah. It could never sway me a different way to see someone take the journey of self-love. And if they needed to go quiet for 3 years away from people, I'd be like, hell yeah. If you ever need anything, please let me know. I'd rather you be safe than dead. But I'm here for you. I support this shit. I don't love the idea of not talking to you for 3 years, but I guess we'll have to do it. I can't control it, you know? If you were to continue bombard said person for like 3 years, right? You wouldn't give them the time that they needed to go internally. You wouldn't give them the space, the time, whatever, the energy. Their energy had to be allotted towards you. You wouldn't give them the energy to do that, and that's stagnating their growth. So that's where we were talking about this earlier. That's where attachment comes in. You have to understand, if you truly love these people, if you're not people pleasing for the sake of ego, for the sake of recovering from trauma or whatever, to prove that you're a good person, whatever. You don't have to prove that to people. Never in a million years do I walk around saying I'm a good person, I do this and that. Like, you don't have to prove that to people. The people who see you're a good person will recognize that just by you being who you are. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to go bake everyone cookies every day to show you're a good person. When someone needs help, the way you come through with action and the way you come through with non-judgment is what makes you a good person. And that's where I can say you can do nothing. You don't have to work. You don't have to do anything. You deserve to be loved wholly for who you are. You don't have to be productive. You don't have to be anything. Okay? You have value just innately who you are, even if you make mistakes. Okay? We're humans, and that's the thing that I will always say too, is that even these freaking robots, they break down. And a lot of us are like, oh, we shan't not show emotions and stuff. But like, if that's what you need to refresh yourself, then do it. Break down a little bit so you can repair yourself and then get right back on it. But people will literally fall off naturally. If you end up doing a lot of stuff for people and you're like, hey, I'm going to love myself a little bit this year. So I used to do this for you, and I used to do this for you, and then I did this for you. I'm not going to do any of that, and I'm actually going to do it all for me. Those people should be like, hell to the fuck yeah. You've done so much for me, you deserve that. Most of the time, those people will be like, why did you leave me? Why did you take my supply of whatever away? Why are you hurting me like this? Blah, blah. Instead of worried about, oh, well, why did she do that? You know? And don't be fooled if someone is concerned, like, oh, why did you do that? Don't take that as like, oh, this means they care. Who? About who? You still got to understand that they're using you for a reason, and you're not showing self-love, and you're not stepping up to the plate, and they're just taking because, well, you've always allowed this. Why is it any different this time? And sometimes you got to put the cloak on the cookie plate, okay? No more cookies. These are for other people too, not just you. I want some too, okay? You're allowed to have some of the cookies that you made, okay? If someone's about to eat all those cookies, smack their hand away. They don't deserve all those cookies. They didn't even help you bake them. They didn't help earn the money to get the supplies for them, okay? Stop offering your cookies to people who don't even deserve it. Exactly. Yeah, because, like, maybe they're checking up on you. You know, like the story I tell about Katie. Maybe they're checking up on you. But for who? I was really suicidal, and she came to check up on me. And she brought, like, crafts and stuff. And I thought, oh, my God, like, my friend is here because she knew I was suicidal, and she came here to help me. And then what she did is she sat down and just vented to me, trauma dump pretty much, like, about how she has no friends. Blah, blah. And literally, I thought we were best friends at this time. And it put into clear picture for me right in that moment. A, I understood she did not view me as a friend. B, I way overstepped my grounds because I thought like, oh, I need to prove that I am worthy of people and people's love. So I need to do stuff to, you know, make her value me and stuff. And the more I would do, the more it would trigger her. If I watered myself down, then she would be happy. But because that's not me, I want to do good in life. I want to be good. I want to have all the good things. Watering myself down isn't an option. And so that will trigger people. They'll fall away, or you'll just have to get rid of them because they're creating too much uncomfortability. That the uncomfortability without them and moving forward on your own is more comfortable than being uncomfortable with them. Like, it literally reminds me of Voldemort. It was so uncomfortable with him because he never validated me, never anything. And I'm pretty sure he was cheating. Like, my system was just like, ugh. I left him and just focused on doing my own. It was difficult at first. I had to get used to the adrenaline and like my system neutralizing itself. But after a while, it became very comfortable, very easy. It was just a new learning curve. You can, and I use that a lot. Any greedy people, BS people, be on, right? I understand, Kenny. I hope you've been sleeping okay lately, not in too much pain. It's a tough journey. I just want to remind you guys, because I'm not going to sit here and deny that it's not. But I want to talk about it because it's the beginning of the new year, and I would love to see y'all utilize this. A lot of you guys have utilized just the mode of self-love and self-care and everything, and it looks so good on you. You're doing the thing. But when it gets hard, don't go running back to these people, okay? That's... When it's a weak time like that, those people will take advantage of that. Take in self-love. Look at yourself as your 85-year-old self, your higher self. Have some dignity, have some self-respect, some self-love. Don't lower your value. You know, like they say, when you're dying of thirst, like when you're dehydrated, you will drink even poison because you're so thirsty. You know, same if you're starving, you'll eat anything off of a plate. These people can offer you just like scraps and you're like, oh my God, I'm starving for this affection. Nom, nom, nom. Whereas if you realize, oh my God, I deserve a whole fucking meal. And you give yourself that meal and you find people who also align with that belief, then you'll start moving in ways that are much different, that are more successful for you, more better for you. The less you worry about other people, the better. Insecure people will feel a certain way when you move with confidence. Not your problem. It's not your job to fix people. It's not your job to help them, really. And truthfully, you moving in self-love and self-respect on your own does help them. It gives them an example. You're setting an example. It gives them something good to look up to, okay? That's a good habit, a good, healthy way of growing. Kenny, no! No poison, Kenny. Oh, not sleepy tired. Just emotionally tired. I get it. I get it, dude. Hey, and I will always remind you guys, you know, a lot of y'all, you work your asses off. And this goes down to self-love, literally. I decided a lot, even jobs, okay? I decided with my grandma passing, because she was like my mom, that I was never going to let a job take that kind of time away from me again. And... like, I do, like, a lot of content creating, but I like that I can include my dogs and stuff like that. It's so important to me. Like, I love being able to see them on camera and, like, watch them sleep. And if they want to come up, I can play with them. I'm not going to be yelled at by a manager or something like that. You know, you start practicing self-love, you'll start quitting jobs that don't respect you. I remember when I was 18, that was when I decided I'm never going to work for a company that makes me take out my piercings or cover up my tattoos. Because I got written up for my lip rings. And that's how I started wearing black lipstick all the time, is because I got my lips pierced and I needed a lipstick that you could not really see the piercings with. And at the time I had black lip rings. So black lipstick it was. And so forever that's been like the thing for me for corporate, is just to wear really black lipsticks so you can't see my piercings. And I like the way it looks on me more than anything, more than any other color anyway. But... I told myself then I'm not going to like sacrifice that, because it doesn't mean I'm a bad worker. So then I started selling my own skills and then finding out, damn, I have a lot of skills I can sell and people hire for it. People were freaking calling me left and right for these. When I was 18, I set myself out to be a private chef. I had so many callbacks. I literally ended up just choosing a rich lady in Scottsdale because I had so many options. I was able to choose like that lady, and it was nice because I was like, wow, this is cool. Like I have all these options, but like I'm gonna go with this lady in Scottsdale because Scottsdale is known to be wealthy. But literally, like a lot of people, older people, work themselves to death because their love goes so much for their boss, their family, and not themselves. And then they're on their deathbeds regretting working their whole time away and never giving an ounce of that love to themselves. Okay? If you're someone who loves to service others, that's great. Take care of yourself first, though, so you can. That's what I've focused on doing. I really want to feed the homeless, but if I'm poor and barely can feed myself or my dogs, how am I going to feed the homeless? I got to be able to make sure my cup is full and overflowing before the people below here can get it. Because I'm still trying to gain my stability, trying to still, all of that. And I'm not willing to let anybody rip that away or even threaten that because the amount of love that I put into this, amount of time and effort, this is my baby. I'm going to keep going with it. And while some of the obstacles might be difficult, I know in the end, I'll get everything that I want right now. And exactly, yes. Yeah, do not downgrade at all. I agree with Joe. But yeah, honestly, I know a lot of y'all have been talking about this a lot recently. And that's why I mentioned this because I've been through this and I'm more of a black and white person. I just completely cut people off. I don't care. I don't have time for it. I don't need to explain myself. I don't care to explain myself. You'll arrive on the conclusion your own. Okay, you're an adult. Like I said, people know what they're doing. Okay, they just want to ask you because they assume you're not going to stand in your boundaries. Some of them genuinely care, but it's very rare. They just want the ability to be able to gaslight you again so that they can keep this cycle because there's something about you that they can use from you. Whether it's, I had one friend that like she literally only hung out with me for positive attention. She wouldn't get this positive attention, so she would try her utmost best, and then if she didn't get it, then she resented me. She was a huge asshole to me the whole day. And on TV, on Facebook and stuff, she was always really nice to me, blah, blah. And then behind closed doors, she was trying to light my extensions on fire. She was always trying to humble me. And I confused it with friendship because I thought like, oh, well, sometimes she compliments me. Sometimes she's nice, like, and I really wanted friendship then. So, and I was in an abusive relationship. So that's where I was like, I should have just became my best friend and sat with myself. And because that friendship was like, what the hell? Like, it wasn't even friendship, obviously, but people will move really weird when they're threatened by you. And that's how you know you're doing something right. Keep doing it. Keep doing it, keep doing it, keep doing it, okay? If you let them get to you, you give them that power, and they don't deserve that power. You're stronger and better than that, okay? Maybe not right now, but you will be, okay? Not overnight do you get a six-pack. You got to build up that strength, and I really do believe a lot of y'all will. A lot of y'all are stuck in jobs that you could do better, get jobs that you literally don't even have to work to earn money, okay? That's what I'm trying to set up for myself, and I hope it's an example for you guys because I have the merch, I have the photo shoots, and then I'll come in and do my streams. So at the end of the day, like I'll have all the merch, the lighters, the Zippos, the sweaters, the sweatpants, everything for sale. And like when I'm sleeping, people will buy that. When I'm sleeping, people always donate. Like that brings in stuff even when I'm not working, and then I do what I love, so I'm leading with love. I'm never leading with bad energy. And the days that I don't feel there, I just don't come on. I don't want to, if you guys are not in good energy as well, I don't want that to be your problem, my energy. So if I can't control it to where it's not leeching on to people, I won't be around people because I'm an adult, I'm responsible for how I feel, and I don't need to come in and be like, yeah, I need to come vent to my friends about my day. Some of y'all don't have the mental space to hear me vent, and I'm okay with that. I have the mental strength to take care of myself, and that's why I worry about just myself. No offense to Shuko, no offense to Sierra. Like, they have the ability to learn. I trust in it. So if they ran into like some huge issue, right? I don't think they would. But like, if it put me in a place of sacrifice, even them, like I would not, because I'm not ever doing that again. And that's how you have to be. Family members, friends, boyfriends, girlfriends, doesn't matter. You have to love yourself so wholeheartedly that you stand in this, doing this for your comfort, your want, your ability. People will literally shit on me day in and day out, telling me like how awful I am for talking about whatever, my joints, asking for donations, just streaming and getting money. People shit on me. They don't know what I've been through, whatever. And also, like, I know that's a lack of self-love on their point, but also all of these people are stuck in this systematic idea that the only way to make money is through a 9 to 5. There's so many ways to make money. You guys hear me say that a lot. The internet is such a powerful tool to make money. You're able to connect with thousands of people across the world, okay? I tell a lot of y'all dudes just to go be buying fucking women's shoes at Goodwill and sell them on freaking Craigslist to some weird foot dude. You're not weird if you're a foot dude. I just want to say that. Maybe if you're on Craigslist buying used shoes, though, a little weird. But you can do that because there are weirdos. Maybe they're cool weirdos, though. They're out there, all right? Like, you can do anything. Once you start operating from self-love, you don't have any shame. You'll do anything because, not anything, you have your own moral guide. Nobody can tell you different, you know? I will take pictures of my bunghole. I will take pictures of whatever. No one can tell me different. And if you're going to shit on me for it, then I'm going to kick you to the curb. Okay? You got to be so dedicated to your self-improvement. And when you see the results, you will be. It's not like it's going to be difficult to be like, oh, I got to be dedicated. It's not going to be like that. It's just going to happen because you're going to love the results. You're going to get the stuff that you want. And it's going to happen so easy, so effortlessly. You're being yourself and you get what you want. And it's like, whoa, what? I could do this whole time? And you start slowly unmasking, dropping the mask, and attracting the people that are meant for you. And you start loving yourself even more because you're watching yourself do it. Every morning you're waking up and you're encouraging yourself even through the hard days. And you're getting through these battles easier and easier every time. Like, it's so worth it. And I really hope a lot of y'all go on it this year. I know it's going to be difficult. Maybe you'll get fired from a job. Maybe you'll lose people. But it's for the best, okay? It doesn't mean that's right now. Like, what if you lose a job and then they end up going downhill and they end up calling you back and they need you for like no one's being hired, I need you. And you're like, okay, give me 18 an hour. And they agree. Or maybe you get a call back from another company that you would have never applied for if you would have been at this job. You know, same thing with people. If you're aligned with people that you shouldn't be aligned with, you won't have the space for these other people that are meant to be with you because they need different space than what you're holding space for. And you're a whole different person when you start loving yourself. You're not going to be manipulated and stuff like that. And the people who will come in don't really match with that energy anymore. They're going to try to manipulate you. They're going to try to whatever. And you don't match with that, so you're not going to make it fit. You're just going to do your own thing and understand that what aligns with you is going to follow you easily. It's not going to be difficult or anything. Job-wise, people-wise, anything. Oh, God. Sign me up to be a weirdo. Why am I? Hey, do it. Do it. I encourage it. All you got to do is post used shoes, used women's shoes. Maybe throw in like a winky face in there. And then you'll notice a guy messaging you and he's willing to pay like the full price instead of bargaining. And then you offer him like, hey, oh, I have these. Maybe you're interested in these. I did wear them like for a week, but they're still relatively new. And that's subliminal. But when I did foot stuff, marketing for that, they pay you for the longer you wear it. I don't know why. I do, but I don't. So telling them that they're willing to pay like top dollar for that, you know, I'm just saying, if you start thinking in self-love terms, like no matter what you do, I love me no matter what I'm selling, no matter, as long as it's not hurting people, no matter what I'm doing to gain money, whatever, I still love me. I'm happy with my choices. You will move so differently because then you will be getting that bag. You don't care what people think. And a lot of guys, they can do OnlyFans. They can do all this stuff. They're just worried about what their homies will think. They're worried about what their family will think. They're worried about all that. Firstly, my family is on my Facebook page. They see me promote for my spicy platforms. They tell me they're proud of me every single fucking day. Okay? The people who judge you for the shit you want to do are immature. there's such a lack of emotional maturity with that. Because someone who doesn't judge, they don't judge because they know that you are on a different journey. You are not me. You're on a different journey. There's no way I could ever judge you for your journey because it looks nothing like mine. I don't know what behind the doors look like. So I'm not going to judge you on how you choose to love yourself. Okay? As long as it's healthy. We want to practice healthy self-love. Okay? Don't be doing meth and calling it self-love. All right? Practice healthy things. But nonetheless, I really feel like a lot of y'all, this is like your year. I feel like this is my year. So that's why I really feel this year is a lot of y'all's year as well. And I think you guys will do it. You just got to press into the loving yourself and standing on your boundaries. It's going to feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel much like compliments. Maybe you want compliments, but they feel uncomfortable. It's going to feel uncomfortable to get them. But get used to it because you deserve it. So start telling yourself, like when you start feeling uncomfortable, like, no, I deserve this. It feels uncomfortable because you never had it, you know? Much like a corset or anything new that you wear, it's a little uncomfortable. But you'll get used to it and it'll be the comfiest piece of thing ever. Pick scab off and eat the... Oh my God. Kenny. No! Self-love goes a long way. And I'm here for it, you guys. Don't let these people shit on you, okay? A lot of y'all will offer the whole plate, and people have no problem taking that and then the plate, shoving it in their plate, their purse, and walking away. And then they'll still have the balls to come around and ask you for favors. People are interesting, unpredictable, but you can never control them. But you can control who you are, and who you are, people are a reflection of you. So if you don't really like the people that are around you, maybe, you know, consider new boundaries, consider new self-love routines, stuff like that. There's something that's allowing those people in. But nonetheless, the process is difficult. You guys can do it. I believe it. I believe in every single one of you guys, even if you don't start it this year. A lot of y'all have been talking like it's time. So that's where I figure I talk about my journey with it. And I really do see a lot of potential with you guys and anyone else who I don't know. Okay, this goes out to you. Like, I don't even know you. I'm just really good at seeing potential in people, and I get fucked up with people because of that. But all of y'all have potential. I don't even have to know you to say that full from the bottom of my ass. Literally. Okay? Every single one of you is special. Every single one of you has a place on this planet that is so important. Okay? Even though things are so large in this world, you are such an important piece of it. The world would be so vastly different without you. And you want to believe it wouldn't be, but all the little ways you impact things. If you're nice to animals, all the animals that you were nice to would never feel that love from you. All the people that you were nice to would never feel it. All the people that you were randomly complimenting one day will never feel that. And maybe they really needed that. Maybe that was their last day of, they just really didn't want to be here. And you never know. You really never know how you impact people, okay? A lot of you guys have a lot of good shit about you, and a lot of times we have people in our ear chewing at our inner self-worth, and none of what they say is true. I'm here to remind you that if you believe you're a hot piece of ass, you fucking are. I don't even have to look at you to know that you are, okay? If you believe whatever, you are. Be that person. If you believe it, show up as that. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to manipulate people into believing you are. You don't have to people please your way into it. Just be it, okay? Embody it. Be it, all right? It's not easy, but that's where I extend the Discord. If you ever feel like, you know, today is the day I just don't want to be here anymore, but you do want to be here, but you just need someone to talk you off the ledge, we're here for you. And that's where I encourage to use non-manipulative behaviors, okay? You don't need to come and guilt trip people that you're feeling suicidal and stuff like that. You don't need to, like, threaten that you're going to leave the platform or, like, pretend you're unaliving yourself and leave and have everybody worried. Don't do that. I'll block you, okay? I know that's rude, maybe, but I don't want that behavior around. We're all adults and we can do better than that, okay? If you are in that situation, this is not an environment where we're not going to shame you for that, okay? It's kind of normal, especially in this day and age, to have a day where you're just wanting to end it, okay? The thing is not taking action on that and understanding that that is temporary, and that is because right now things are shit. Shit doesn't always remain, especially if you decide that it won't. Okay? If you feel suicidal, let us know. If you feel like you're having just that kind of day, let us know. Like, there's a lot of good people in the chat, and we'll be there to remind you that you have an important part in the littlest ways. The littlest ways make the biggest difference, okay? And I really, really mean that. You have no idea who the hell is listening on the other end. You have no idea. Some of you will come in talking about your story, and like, you have no idea who listens to that and could resonate with it. And they're like, wow, look at this person. Like, they're streaming and they're doing this, and like, I was where they were at, and I can do it too if they can. And maybe they're just lurking, and that's where self-love gets you. People who start respecting you because you're stand on business, you're standing on loving yourself, and you move in ways that you show that you love yourself. You don't have to talk about it. You don't have to be like, oh, I love me, la 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 la. Like, you don't have to talk about that. You just show it. And a lot of y'all, you guys will get to the point where you will show that self-love to where you're just embodying it. And I believe a lot of y'all will be doing that this year, and it's going to be a little difficult. But we got your back. I have your back. You guys have the tools and you guys have the brains to figure it out, and it's worth every step because you have an important part in this planet, okay? I kind of think of it like when you zoom out of everything, and like our planet's so small to all the planets and the sun and everything. But if you think about it in the terms of your body, like one little bug gets into your body and fucks the whole thing up. You're sick. Okay? You take one little like good probiotic bacteria, and that ends up fixing things. Not fixing, but rebalancing. You could be that little good bacteria in people's bodies instead of the bad bacteria. We would never know. We could be on an atom right now. So that's how I see it. Even though some people think, oh, what's the difference? I'm such a small person. Nothing matters what I do anyway. It doesn't impact people. You don't know that. You don't even know that even if you don't go compliment people. Literally, people will compliment me because of how I dress, and they're like, oh, now I feel like I can go dress like this, blah, blah. I'm going to go do this now. Like, I'm going to go dye my hair pink or blue. And I'm like, do it. I love that because you don't even have to be complimenting and stuff like that to people. You can just exist, and you will, because you love yourself so much, inspire people. They've been wanting to rock blue hair, and you rock it so good that they're just like, damn, the vibe coming from you, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to do it. And that's how you infect people in a good way, okay? That's where you get to drop those people-pleasing tendencies because you start to recognize people love you for just acting on your own. People wear the craziest, maybe ugly outfits, and I love that. I love it because they're wearing what they want to wear and not letting anyone tell them what to wear. I love that. Even though I wouldn't wear it, I fucking love that. Keep doing it, okay? As a matter of fact, do it 10 times fucking harder, okay? I love that shit. Turn it up, all right? Do not have people in your life that try to humble you, that try to knock you down, that try to remind you of, who you are or whatever. If you want to grow, grow. If you outgrow them, you're going to outgrow them. There's no way that you're going to be able to force them to stay with you. Change is inevitable. If you just grow and focus on you and you love them from afar, that love will keep you connected to them. And they'll come back to you. They will. But if you end up being like, oh, I don't like them, then they won't find the need to come back in your life because you've probably evolved way too much for them to even attempt to. They don't know how to come back into your life. That's a good thing. That's when you can move in ways. It doesn't matter what the hell anyone says. It doesn't matter what the hell the social norm is. You're going to do this because you want to make money overnight. You want to be comfortable. You want to be in a drama-free zone. You want to have green hair. You want to look this way. So you block out all of the haters. And you get to decide what hating looks like too, by the way. It doesn't have to be like cussing at you or anything like that, okay? Like I said with my friends, they have a mask, okay? People aren't going to hate out openly most of the time because it makes them look like a bad person, and they're not trying to be perceived as a bad person. They're trying to be perceived as a really, really good person, okay? They're going to hate you in undertones. They're going to hate you in subconscious ways that you really won't see until you take a few steps back. Okay? Don't let it hit you, all right? Keep moving in your path, your way of self-love, your way of doing things. It's not going to be easy, but you're going to get there. And I'm like so excited. I say this so wholeheartedly because I know you guys will. A lot of you guys like are going to improve so much. I cannot wait to be, I don't want to be in December already, but I cannot wait. I already know Albino Wookie, Destroyer, Shuko, Kenny, Mark, like you guys are just good people. You guys are smart. You guys are constantly learning. There's so many people I can think of. On top of that, these are just people who are right here in front of my face. And honestly, like you guys deserve the best shit ever. Venom, Kevin, freaking Jake Wolf. Like I know a lot of y'all are starting your streaming journey. I hope you guys blow up this year because you start acting in ways that are authentic to you. You love this, so you're going to do that. And that's where you're acting with love. You're acting through love. You're doing things with love. Okay, maybe people hate on you, but you still love it. So you can never get on their level because you can never hate it. All right? Don't let those people get to you. There's going to be haters. There's going to be people who freaking, you know, they're going to be mad when you step away. When you take away, when you do a lot, especially for people, and you take that away, they will be upset. Okay? You know, and that's the hard part. As a people pleaser, we don't want people upset around us. That's a difficult part. And that's a good way to be okay with learning how to, okay, I know they're going to be upset. It's okay. You're not responsible for their emotions. If what you said upset them, then they probably have some self-work to do. Is triggering for a reason. If they're not curious why you're setting that boundary or why you're upset, and instead of you telling them why you're upset upsets them, more in the way of like them getting defensive, there's not much you can do with that except for keep acting on your own and doing your thing, okay? And I know a lot of us are in the people pleasing kind of thing. And that's why I really identify with a lot of y'all, and I see your guys' journey, and I just hope so much. Like, I can't force you guys to do anything, but if I could give like my little brothers, little sisters, anything like that advice, it would be that, you know, you're going to have to go through it. I can't make it any easier. If I could, I would. But nonetheless, I don't think I would because I think that's going to form you to be the magnificent. You guys are already freaking great. You're going to end up being 10 times greater because what you go through to learn from it is going to make you so strong. It's going to make you so unwavering in here. No one can come in and tell you anything, and you're still moving with grace and love and everything on your path, okay? That's going to trigger the people who still can't get stuff from you because maybe they didn't want you to give that to yourself because they don't want you to see you reach a potential they could never reach. You know, maybe they can't imagine doing things on your own. A lot of you guys do stuff on your own. You're on your own. No family back you up. Like, you're grinded on your own, and a lot of friends will take from that because maybe they had parents who gave it to them, but maybe they're kind of a little jealous of your grind. Maybe they're a little jealous of the fucking hard work and the dedication you put into things. Maybe they're jealous of your ability to sit there and deal with the hard times while knowing the good times are still ahead. That takes courage, you guys. Being able to suffer through things and knowing in the end sight it's for the good. So much courage, so much strength requires from that. You have to have that to be able to do it. Okay? Keep doing the thing. You guys are so freaking amazing. I can't explain it enough. You guys have helped me so much with everything. Just keeping me company, the good conversations, everything. Financially, like everything. Mentally, when I'm not having a good day, I don't come in and vent. But you guys always are like a good hype team for me. You guys are reminding me, like when I have my bad days, you guys are in the back of my mind. Like a lot of the things you guys say are in the back of my mind and I just repeat it. And I'm like, okay, like why am I even saying this? Like nobody on my team believes this. So why am I saying this, you know? So that's what sometimes you got to do for yourself. It's not easy, but you guys got it. I'm already proud because I know a lot of y'all are going to accomplish a lot. I think a lot of y'all have the mindset to do it. You guys are aware of things that like, okay, I don't really love that I do this. I'll figure it out why I do it and whatever. You're on the way there. Don't discount those small steps, those little incremental steps. They're so important. So important, okay? Just one little freaking boundary switch up is so important. You know, like it becomes a domino effect. So Do not discount those things. Absolutely. Oh, Kenny, you're so freaking great. Yeah, you guys are going to go through a lot this year. I won't doubt it. But I know it's going to be for good things. That's where it's like, I can't get too involved with y'all's lives as much as I love you guys, because I end up getting a soft spot for people too easy. But I can help y'all from like arm's length. I want you guys to succeed so fucking hard. I want you guys to get everything you want, because I know how good that does for not just you, but the people around you. Okay, that is healing for others around you in itself. Even if it triggers them. Okay, eventually they'll sit down and not like being triggered anymore. And they'll have to go through their own healing journey. No, Kenny! No! No! But really, I have so much faith in you guys, just because I have so much faith in myself. And if you guys found me through some way in the universe, think about how many people are floating around on the internet. Like, I would like, in a corny way, to think that you guys landed here for a reason. And I see a lot of my younger self and a lot of you guys. And if I could give you guys any kind of stuff to go off of, it's, you know, when I say like the haters will only happen when you're getting big on TikTok, okay? The breakdowns, the crying, the distancing of friends, family, breaking up of relationships, you have to kind of strip down that stuff. A lot of that stuff we surrounded ourselves with due to trauma. So sometimes you got to cut it all off just for the intermediate time to figure out, okay, what is this? What is the core? What am I doing? What do I want to do? Et cetera, et cetera. A lot of y'all have already started this, and I'm so excited, and I just don't want you guys to get discouraged when it gets hard. We're here to lean on when it gets hard. You know, you're doing the thing, believe it or not. A lot of people don't even care to do this. Like I said before, like a lot of people are on their deathbed wishing they would have. Okay? Don't let that be you, okay? What if you died tomorrow? You want to make sure you're being fulfilled every day. You want to die happy, you know? And if that means job-wise, if they're taking too much time from you and not paying you enough and they refuse to give you a freaking raise, leave. There's so many ways to make money. You are so talented. You don't even have to be talented. Maybe you just want to talk to people. That is a talent, though, just to remind you. Don't discount the skills that you have. Write down the things you're good at. Write down the things you like to do. I like to talk to people. I like to share stories and share philosophical thoughts and talk about religion, all these things. So I do that, and then that attracts people who like to do the same, you know? Oh, Kevin. I'm so thankful for all of y'all, too. For real. People are shit hermits for life. Don't break. You're great, Kenny. But yeah, it's going to be difficult for y'all. Like, getting the car, the house, and everything, it was a lot of work. It really was. You guys saw. I did freaking, like, 24-hour, 31-hour, 72-hour streams. Like, I still will be grinding hard this year. But I know the outcome. If the outcome was this good, and I was just kind of, like, all over the place, barely starting, and if the outcome was this good, then it's going to be even better by the end of December this year. And I hope if you're following me, my journey, I hope the same exact goddamn thing for you guys, because you guys deserve it. But just don't, when it gets hard, don't give up, okay? Self-love is not bubble baths and candle lighting all the time. It's sitting with your emotions instead of running from them, because maybe you deserve, like I said, think of it like you're a younger kid next to you. If your younger self was crying, would you run away? No. Sit with yourself. It's uncomfortable maybe, but sit. Sit there. It's temporary. Even if it lasts 24 hours, it's not going to last all the time. And that's where, like, I can't speak on depression because I don't get it from, like, anything other than my joints. But I really do believe this lifestyle that America especially has bred, where it's constantly go, 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 constantly focus on survival. And then people who are extra sensitive and have already gone through a lot, they get depressed, and then they can't provide for themselves, and they feel worthless because society says if you can't provide for yourself, you don't have any whatever in society, any value. So you start beating yourself up. But sometimes I wish people who are depressed could just go on like a year vacation. Sometimes they beat themselves up because, oh, I sleep all day. Your body needs that. Your brain is so bruised up right now, essentially. Okay? Trauma is literally a physical wound to the brain. And a lot of us don't get to heal from trauma. It's just one thing after another. And a lot of people in this world as well like to think that they don't, even by nothing. But literally, we've experienced just systematic trauma. We've constantly grown up in a state of war, state of financial corruption, state of political corruption. There's been constant shifts of keeping us in survival mode since a lot of us were born, okay? When I was born, my dad was in Desert Storm, and then boom, 9/11, and then boom, something else, and then boom, something else. And then boom, we're bombing Syria for whatever reason. And then boom, Russia's taking over Ukraine, and boom. Like, there's all these things, and they want to drive you by fear. Because when you act out of fear, you act differently. Think about it when you're dating someone. When you're secure, they can do a lot of stuff that you really would have a problem with if you were insecure, right? If you were with someone and you're very fearful they were going to cheat on you, you would check their phone all the time. You would probably put rules in, oh, you can't go out at this time, blah, blah, blah. You would act out of fear, right? And it creates like a toxic environment, everything. That's essentially what the government does. And it sounds a little woo-woo, and that's where I was saying, like, maybe at this point, like, it's kind of true, where if you don't let the fear get to you, it really doesn't affect you. Like, maybe, okay, like, say, like, if you aren't fearful that this war is going to affect you, maybe the bombings will still happen and everything, but at the end of the day, you're still going to be alive, and you're still going to be okay. It's going to be a learning phase for you to build up from the beginning and stuff like that, and whatever. I'm trying to think of worst case scenarios, okay? But no matter what, there's going to be people who go through similar. And that's where acting in self-love inspires people who have gone through similar. Okay? No matter what, someone has a similar story to you. And you don't have to tell it to the world. But people recognize themselves in each other. Okay? And when you walk with confidence, even if you trigger them or if they love it, they're recognizing something. And it might be bad for them to where they need to heal. Or maybe they're already healed and they just fucking meet it with love. Okay? You gotta just practice self-love in literally every instance, okay? As crazy as it sounds, because they have you out here worried about just food and everything and settling for jobs that pay you next to nothing and letting people degrade you for $3 an hour and stuff like that. And that is no way to freaking live a life. That is so awful. Like, are you kidding me? That is so terrible. Love yourself enough to put the effort into getting a job that's good for you. Whenever I was in the work field, how I would do jobs, if you're still in the 9 to 5, how I would do it is make sure you have a great resume. Stop using the AI shit. Like, if you need help, like, if you really want me to rewrite your resume and you want to throw me a few bucks, I will take the time to do it. I'm not going to do it for free. I'll be honest with you. It's a lot of work. But I've always gotten good jobs because you stay at a job for 3 months. They don't care to promote you. They haven't since I was 18. They don't care now. Still. You're at a job for 3 months. At that 3-month point, you've graduated whatever, probation or whatever the fuck they put you on. And then you use that job for leverage. Go apply for another job that has more pay, has the same experience or whatever. And you can just say, hey, yeah, I'm working at this job. Maybe use your friend for a reference. Don't actually put down the manager, you know. Maybe make a fake fucking number and put down that, and it's you. Hello? Yes, this is the manager. But, you know, having self-love affects you in so many places. You move differently with self-love. When you are operating out of fear, you settle. You do anything. I'll use the house as an example. I was applying everywhere outside of this company. Nobody would approve me. So I had the apartment, a house that had gotten broken into the night before and was like literally in the middle of the hood, right where I was at. Or this one, gated community, nice, about $600, $800 above my budget, but has pretty much everything I want and then some. And maybe with the new shift of environment, that kind of rent won't be as bad to me at that point anymore. You know, I could have acted out of fear. Oh, I'm not going to have enough money, blah, blah, and settled for that house that was broken into, or settled for the apartment. And that would have shut my growth down so much worse. Instead of taking the risk, both are uncomfortable. Working hard to grind for this house is difficult. Being in a shitty situation, honestly, I'd say is even more difficult. And that's where I say life will make it so unbearable for you that you have to grow. That the idea of growing is more appealing than what's going on over there, okay? And use two managers as a reference when I became a woman. Hell yeah. And yeah, that's what I did, literally. Every 3 months, maybe 6 months, new job, new job, new job. That worked well for my ADHD too, because I got a lot of experience for my age. And then on top of it, it was new stuff all the time, every 6 months, every 3 months. Okay, you don't have to sacrifice your self-worth for these jobs, for anyone, anything. You decide where that self-worth lies. Literally, people will come in and day out when I did SW and say, oh, you have no self-worth, no self-respect because you take nude pictures of yourself. Firstly, it's just they don't respect me, and I really don't give a crap, because if they can't respect me with my clothes off, then clothes on or off, they just don't respect me, okay? All of you could be naked right now, and I literally wouldn't give a shit. First off, I'd be like, that's weird. But I still respect you for that. Do your thing. Especially if it's getting you bag. I don't know why it would be right now, but yeah. So, you know, people will shit on you when they wish they could be doing the same thing or have it that easy. But a lot of us, because we've been through trauma, that's where I talk about it can be your superpower. We're already used to putting ourselves in the position of lack, whatever, sacrifice, uncomfortability. Use that to your advantage. Change is uncomfortable. You're going to be in a state of lack for a bit. Remember when I first moved here? It was just strictly bills and nothing else. I wasn't even able to get like a little heater fireplace for $60. I wasn't able to even really get myself DoorDash. I wasn't even able to pay for my medicine. Okay? I have now pretty much everything I wanted to get for the year. I still have a few things I want to like decorate my living room with, but that's for just like photo shoots and Twitch stuff, like book readings and stuff like that. And until I start visiting bookstores, I really don't need to get furniture for book readings. You know what I mean? Oops. So, is that laugh? Hell yeah. Anyway, I promise you guys, like, I hope it doesn't sound braggy. I don't like to talk about this stuff a lot, and I know a lot of y'all have seen it, but for those who haven't, it sounds like a lot. If you were to say to yourself, I want a car, a house, a motorcycle this year, or maybe you want 2 cars this year in a house, it's possible. It sounds like a lot, but if you want it, it's possible, and you deserve that shit, okay? Align yourself with it. If there's people in your life who are like, you're not going to get that, get away from them. They probably couldn't because they don't know how to hustle like you do. For a while, you have to be in living below your means. You know it's going to take a little grit. You know it's going to take a little risk. Okay? Some people are not prepared to live through that. That's why they prefer to do the easy way out. Okay? Whatever that looks like. I just want to be happy. And I hope you find that, Kenny. I really do. You deserve that shit. But yeah, honestly, like, you will move in such different ways when you start moving out of love. When you move out of fear, you're going to be hurting people accidentally. You're going to be just doing things that are, like, not okay, you know? You know, in relationships, I've moved out of fear and crossed boundaries because I was fearful of certain things. And while they did come true, because I was fearful, like, somehow I ended up aligning with that. I don't really know how I haven't figured it out yet. But there's something about them that felt safe. It was unfamiliar to me to be with someone who took care of me. It was more familiar to be in a more traumatic experience. And so that's, I think, where it was for me. And I had to learn that I deserve a man who will just take out the garbage because he can see I can barely walk to the bathroom. He will just clean up the poop for me because he can see I can barely walk to the bathroom. He will literally make me breakfast because he will see I can barely walk to the bathroom. Like, he knows I'm not lazy. He knows that I would do all this stuff when I have the health to, but right now I don't. You know, and that goes so much further than just health, okay? I'm so adamant about cutting people out who don't align with you so that you can be yourself. Even if you, maybe when you want to go back to them later, great. You can. No one says you can't. Maybe you'll be in a better position when you go back. Maybe it's time you take that break from whoever, whatever. If it's a job that's sucking your energy dry and you're working too hard and they're not giving you a raise and it's just you're feeling you're getting burnt out, you know, maybe you need to take some paid time off. Maybe you're saving that. Use that time that you saved and have some self-reflection. Should I really be at this job that doesn't care about me? Do I have skills that I can sell outside of this that would benefit me financially better and be less work for me? Because once again, I really do believe that you don't have to work for money. It can come in overnight to you. You don't have to exhaust yourself, especially if you can relate to this, especially like me. Chronic illness since 6, in and out of the hospital, dealing with physical abuse, dealing with emotional abuse, mental abuse, not only by family, but by significant others up until like the last 2 years. The last 2 years have been kind of my mental break and like full healing mode, kind of. You know, especially if you've been through that, you're fucking tired. You deserve to have a cush life. Stop letting these guys who are like, oh, I broke both my legs and then I walked to work uphill both ways with snow 8 feet tall. First off, why did you do that? Why would you do that? You know, like they think there's some sort of pride in grin and bearing it, and that doesn't make you stronger. You know, like it does, but it doesn't. It takes strength to ask for help, and it doesn't make you weak to ask for help, okay? And that's where self-love comes into play too. A lot of us have trouble asking for help. We think, oh, like, we've got this, nobody's going to step up to the plate, whatever it might be. And assuming you're in the state of where you've healed and you love yourself enough, you can approach your friends with help. Because you can go through that self-talk of, okay, like I need help, it's difficult for me to ask for help, but I want help. I love myself enough to get myself the help. I need to reach out to someone, so I'm going to reach out to my friends or whoever it might be, okay? All these things that you do for yourself, my leg, Fiber, welcome in. I'm glad to see you here. A lot of these things will stem in self-love, but they will carry you so far in life. And I just hope that a lot of y'all watching this, some part of this can resonate with you, and it will just make you 10 times better. Because I really think a lot of y'all have put a lot of yourself into too many people who don't deserve that from you. And you deserve to put that into yourself, and I see so much potential in you guys. And I think a lot of times we get scared of our own potential because maybe we fail. But what if you fail? Is it really failure? You know, if you're a businessman, if you have a failed business, that business failed, but usually you end up getting another business because you love starting businesses and you use that failure as an experience. So it's not really a failure. You end up learning from that. It's an opportunity, learning experience. You frame it in a different mind of light, you know. I really, really think so wholeheartedly, there's so many of you guys I can think of literally that I just know. I know this year is going to be the year that things are going to grow, but you got to be intentional about it. If there's people who are like knocking you down and shit, they're going to be stomping on your little sprouts every chance that they see that little green peeking out from the soil. They're going to stomp on that. They don't want to see how beautiful of a flower or fruit tree you're going to blossom into. Don't let them. Don't let them at all, okay? That's where you got to cut some people off. Some people don't even need an explanation. Some people you can love from afar, but you've put too much time, they know what they're doing, kind of thing, you know? But it will be hard, but I got your back. I want to remind you guys of that. I got your back. Job-wise, family-wise, friend-wise, relationship. Love yourself enough that when someone starts disrespecting you and valuing your worth less than what you deem it as, just walk away. You don't have to explain to anyone. You know who you are. You know what's right for you. If they wanted you in their life, they would take very special precautions not to piss you off, not to overstep, not to overtake, not to whatever. But when you're a people pleaser, trust me when I say this, I know this now. People pleasers have a very distinct target on their back. I can tell it a mile away now. Much like I can tell a narcissist a mile away now. Okay? I used to wonder, like, what the hell are narcissists seeing that I'm attracting? It's through your demeanor and what you do. Okay? And I'll explain it this way because Shuko brought this to light to me. I met a friend, and she's really a business partner. I didn't have to be a friend with her, but she was a business partner at the time, and she's not really my friend, to be honest with you. I saw she was sick, and because I was in my people-pleasing state a little bit, I like launched myself over to making like a full pot of soup for her, and like she has a ton of kids and all these like tinctures, like honey garlic tincture, blah blah, for her to turn around and complain about being sick. And I know damn well she didn't take that tincture, because if you took it, you wouldn't be sick. So it's like, you know, and that was just like, it's like going to Walmart and like getting a cashier, or going to like any shop. Like, although it'd be very nice of you, but it'd be like going to anywhere and like someone just does their job and you're like, oh my God, let me bring you my whole house, my will. Let me write you my will and give you my firstborn son. We don't see that because that is so normal to us to overextend. But people who want to take advantage of that, they're looking for that. They're looking for the people who overstep in giving, and those are the people they latch on to. And those are the people they play victim to. They're like, oh, my life, oh, this, oh, that, oh, I need this, oh, I need that. And my rule is, someone might be a victim, but if they're not doing something to help themselves, that can just be as simple as taking accountability or taking recognition of where they are at and how they're playing a role in it, okay? You don't need to get involved, okay? So I recognize in that point that, like, I shouldn't have, like, brought all these things to her. I can just buy stuff from her, and that's supporting her. And that's why I was like, oh, my God. Yeah, that makes sense. And then when Shuko brought that up, because I was discussing this with her, it made me realize, oh, my God, for people who are former people pleasers, current people pleasers, that's what people see. It's the fact that something happens, they use it as bait. Something happens, and if you're the one to take the bait because you're trying to save all kind of thing, and you're in that form of people pleasing, you will take that bait. And that's where when someone struggles, you don't have to be like, well, it sucks to be you. Deal with it yourself. You don't have to be like that, okay? You can be empathetic. You can be sympathetic. You can be encouraging. You can be empowering. You don't have to be like, oh, well, I got through it. You have to figure it out too. You know, maybe use your own experience as like encouragement to them or something if you want, okay? But literally, like, I think that's what it is when you become a people pleaser. Like, they end up doing things when they're around people because they're always testing people. Whereas people pleasers, we're not looking to test. We're looking to keep the peace. So the way we move is different, right? And when people are testing you, they're kind of like, they'll see what upsets you. They'll see what kind of like, if you say you don't like a certain joke, or if like you're sensitive, and they'll take it a little far or whatever. Okay. I say I'm just kidding a lot because most of the time I don't know who I am, and not everyone has the same opinion about me. Well, to be fair, I think it's great when you say I'm just Kenny. You don't have to know who you are exactly. I think the beautiful part about life is literally like the constant self-exploration. Who you are 10 years ago is not who you are today. And that's okay if you don't know exactly who you are today, because you're still learning who you are today. You're still learning what you don't like and what you do like. And unfortunately, because of all the change, you're going to constantly be in this phase of like, who am I? But that's good. That's more of like philosophical thinking, like, who am I? What am I? Kind of thing. Like, I don't think that's a bad thing. I love when you say I'm just Kenny, because I feel like you are like kind of like a float, kind of like floating around. You're doing your thing. You're not sure about it, but you're just doing it. And that's kind of how I feel. But I respect that, because you're moving in ways that you're like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I know I love this, so I'm going to try it out, see what comes from it, or whatever it is, you know? And while you're just Kenny to you, to me, and I think a lot of other people, you are a very good-hearted, good energy to be around, fun person to have in the chat, and everything. So And that's where, like, you know, when you have people around you who really love you for who you are, you won't need validation. You won't need reassurance. You know they love you. You know they appreciate you for who you are. You can make mistakes. You can miscommunicate. But they're still going to appreciate who you are as a person, on your journey, whatever it might be. And because, like, you guys will never, like, unless, like, you guys do something that I say, hey, I don't like this, and you keep doing it, that would upset me. But, like, a lot of y'all don't know me. None of y'all could ever upset me because you don't know what's right to me, it's what's wrong to me. But from what I do know, a lot of y'all, most of y'all, you know my boundaries and you're sensitive around the boundaries. And if something upsets me, like, I make it known. Like, I try not to be rude about it. I hope I'm not. Sometimes it gets people a little off guard, but what can you do? But I just rather let people know in the moment so that there's no question. So it doesn't happen again. It makes me uncomfortable. And then I build resentment towards them. And then they feel like some weird energy or whatever. So I mitigate that just by letting you know, hey, like, when you say that, I don't like that. And once again, that's on practicing self-love. When you advocate for yourself, when you stand in your boundaries and stuff like that. So good for you. I was never a window open. Disclaimer, red, full, revolving. Aw, you're making me feel something. Well, you're important to our stream, Kenny. I want to remind all y'all, you guys are important. I don't know. I'm worried because I'm like, how many people until I, like, start forgetting? But so far, I haven't forgotten people. Like, you guys stick in my mind. All of you have your own journey, and I'm very, weirdly enough, aware of them as much as you give us info on. But all of you are so unique and so different, and it makes me sad because so many people are like, oh, I'm just a nobody, I'm not special. But, like, for real, like, there is no Kenny like Kenny. Like, I refuse to call any Kenny that comes in Kenny, because Kenny is Kenny. Like, Kenny's got his own thing going on. All of you are so individualistic and so unique to your own course, and I see it. And sometimes it just takes a little, like, you can do it. What you got going on underneath the mask is A-okay. I had to learn, and that's where social media for me was very healing, because it was in the time when I was alone. I was doing it all alone, and I had to be okay with myself, and then boom, I went viral. And everybody loved the random shenanigans I would say, the crazy stuff I would do. They were like, this is hilarious, this is amazing, what did you just say, this is funny. Like, and it was so healing for me because I was just being me. And if I wouldn't have left Katie and things like that, I wouldn't have done that, because she was always being like, trying to serve me humble pie. And I'd just take it like, oh, yeah, you're right, I should probably wear more. Or you're right, I should probably, like, no. Okay? Move in your own way. If people have a problem with it, let them fall off. Do what's good for you. Oh, hell yeah. Thuragoruinbane. It's a long ass name, but welcome in. I'm glad to see you here. Are you from TikTok? Yeah, if you missed it, it will be on YouTube. Once I earn rent, I'll be putting all the stuff from Shuko's visit on YouTube, and anything that's on Twitch in the midst, we'll put on YouTube. What my plan is I'm still we're close to getting under 2,000. But I'm just going to focus on rent, and I'm going to keep with my stream schedule. Oh, I'll tell you what. Because I just want to. That's the best thing for just a long-term thing. So it still goes along with social media. My phone died, so that's okay. Usually I'd be on TikTok, but it still goes along with what I want to do, what I love, and I hope that you guys can take that into... That's what I love so much about this, is that you guys can see, like, I don't have to talk all this talk. I can just do it, and you guys see it. Like, when you move certain ways, certain things start happening. And, like... No, I don't want to shoot myself in the foot here. I don't want to pre-say things and it's not going to happen. But nonetheless, oh, well, welcome from Instagram. It's very rare that I get people from Instagram. Hell yeah, though. I love that. But you guys have so much strength in you. I'm like, I could cry. Like, when I think about it, like, it gets me in my feels. It doesn't matter if you just want to sit and just chill. You deserve that. And I hope sometime this year you discover and unlock a part of yourself that ends up bringing in those blessings. Get away from people who don't love you. Okay? People will act like they love you, but you got to read those undertones. And the thing that I've learned is that a lot of us are so intuitive and we're made to doubt like our intuition. And for myself specifically, I can read energy first and then I see people's actions. And what makes people's actions so confusing to me is like 99% of the time, there is a disconnect between the energy that I'm seeing versus the action that's happening. Okay? When you're in a people-pleasing state, I'm not going to say, I hope this isn't rude, but don't be surprised when a lot of the friends that you had, family that you had, people that you thought were by your side, weren't really wholeheartedly there by your side for the reasons that you thought. It's going to be difficult. It is what it is, though. You end up using that as a lesson to look for those signs and not get attached to people who will end up doing that to you. And that's on self-love. Aw. And you can be crabby on here. That's okay. That's all right. I welcome space to be crabby. But for real, like, I root for you guys so hard. Like, I don't really got much going on in my life. Like, I have my health stuff, the dogs. Literally, maybe 70% of my thoughts are constantly you guys. Like, oh my God, so-and-so said this. I hope this is okay. So-and-so said this. I hope they're doing great. I say, like, little prayers in my mind for you guys. Oh my God, so-and-so said they were sick. I hope they have, like, a good recovery. Oh, so-and-so's grandfather passed. Like, I hope the grieving process is easy. Whatever, you know. I don't know if it does anything, but I'd like to think it does. Either way, I root for you guys so hard. I think a lot of y'all have been underdogs, and I root for the underdogs so strongly. I even have it on my leg tattooed. Viva the underdogs. Yes. And the underdogs have such good superpowers that people don't even know. So tap into that potential. Literally. You can, like how I was saying earlier, with this dude that like halfway died on me in high school. You know, it is bad to be in survival like that, but it puts you in a frame of mind that like if nobody was like prepared for that situation, I don't know how it would have turned out. When you are in survival, you don't have to sit there and like force yourself out of survival. Lean into it, okay? What strengths do you have while you're in survival, okay? Lean into that. Find jobs that cater to that so that maybe you can get out of financial survival. Take it in steps. Okay, maybe you're out of financial survival and you're giving a little too much of your time and your money to your friends. And you know they're kind of leeching off you for money. So time to cleanse the emotional kind of thing. Take it in steps. Never discount those baby steps. And even those are huge steps, okay? The survival thing can benefit you. The trauma thing can benefit you. The neurodivergent spiciness can benefit you. Stop comparing it to these normal folk because your journey will never look like even the person next to you. Doesn't matter how similar you are, your journey is not the same. So do not waste your time comparing. That is such wasted energy. Don't even worry about what other people are doing. Focus on you. Focus on doing your thing. A lot of you guys, I know for a fact, have this in the bag. You guys are already starting it. And I just know how it goes. Things will get rough, but don't be discouraged. I know you got it. And for those of you who haven't started and you've been thinking, oh, I need to cut maybe dad off, maybe mom off, maybe sister, maybe friend, maybe I need to break up with my boyfriend. Maybe, you know, now's the time to sit down and decide what you want. What does it look like for 5 years down the line? If someone's mistreating you and not showing you the love you think you deserve, do you want to have to keep repeating yourself for 5 years? Will they get it? If they do get it, are you going to be happy with that? Or will you be a little sad still because if you never mentioned it, they still would have given you less? Because that's always what eats at me is, okay, like I mentioned it, but now you do different and I shouldn't have to tell you anyway. And now you're doing it, which means you were capable of doing this before, you just didn't want to. So it makes me get the ick with people. Like when a guy, like, you tell them to do something and they instantly like get you flowers. Don't even waste your time on flowers. Because I had to tell you, it doesn't mean the same. So I don't know. A lot of y'all, I think, are going to do good things this year is all I can say. And I hope me saying that in your hard times, you'll hear at least that in your ear. Because I really believe that. A lot of you guys are just good people, and good people deserve good things. You don't have to be working 90 million hours to deserve good things. You don't have to do anything to deserve good things except for be a good person. A lot of you guys are good people. So, don't forget that, okay? The challenges will bring growth. You guys got it, though. It's going to be difficult. But you got it. Crying is good. Also remember that. Avenged Sevenfold. It's actually crazy when things are like full circle. Because we were talking about this stuff a little bit this morning. And that's where I was like, maybe I'll just talk about this tonight. But the song was on tonight. Or this morning. The fuck. But good things are coming this year. I feel it. So if you resonate in any part of my journey, maybe this is your year. This is the year you're going to level up, but leveling up requires work. But maybe you're uncomfortable where you're at. But it's better to take that risk, and you'll be probably a little less uncomfortable. And honestly, at this age, a lot of us are worried about money, right? So maybe focus on, mentally, what I did anyway, is focusing on mentally aligning with the idea that I deserve to earn money while I sleep or doing things that I love without having to exhaust my body and stuff like that, my mind. And while people thought the 24-hour streams were a lot, there's some parts of the month where I really only need like 4 to 5 hours of sleep. So really, I know I could power through those 4 to 5 hours and be fine and then be on for the next day. So, yeah, the work is going to be a big part of it. And I think sometimes when people think self-love, they literally think, the cutesy things. They don't think sitting in a room, losing your mind, throwing up, crying because you're trying to learn to sit with the feelings of anxiety. Losing eat for a few days because you're trying to regulate your anxiety or overthinking. And if it makes you feel better, maybe start a blog about it. People want to see something to inspire them to pull them out of the pit. That's the kind of help people need, okay? So if it helps you in any way of journaling or anything, start that. Maybe if you want to feel seen, maybe start a vlog. And like I said, people will shit on me for doing social media and needing attention. But here's the thing is that most of us, I would say, at some point in our life wanted to be seen in some way. Some talent, some smart, something we did good, something. And maybe we weren't recognized for it, right? When you're damaged in that way, it does not hurt to be seen in the way you deserve to be seen. Okay? Hi. I'll get you out in a minute, buddy. Aww. I love that, Kiane. I love that so much. Yeah, you guys are going to do great this year. I really believe it because I have good things coming for myself. And that's where I want to say, if I were to run down my year last year of what I accomplished, and honestly, I was on so much medicine and I'm only on one pill right now. And I've been really sick for since I was 6 and I'm turning 29 this year. And I've learned a lot of holistic ways of healing myself. So there was a lot that happened. And if I could do it, you guys can do it. It doesn't matter what it is. You can do it. You can do it. Yeah. You just gotta be okay with the work. Just know that there's gonna be a good outcome. The instant gratification is the test that people talk about with God and patience. Instant gratification really isn't realistic. Instant gratification is of the devil. But really, there's not much that good that comes from instant gratification. Not much long time. It's when you work hard and you put effort into growing, quote unquote, growing things, that investment flourishes something so much better than instant gratification could ever. Isn't it, Kenny? I know you hate it so much. I know. And that's where you also got to get your mind out of like believing that instant gratification. If you don't see it right away, that doesn't mean it's not happening. Okay? That's where like I don't have rent in my pocket right now, but I just let the apartment people know, or the house people know. I call them apartment people, but the people. What are they? Fucking landlord. The bitches know. But I let them know, like, hey, like things are gonna be a little late due to the holidays. So, and I just know it'll happen. I'm always moving with love and what I want to do. And that's where, like, I didn't want to focus on the money tonight. I wanted to focus on doing my new year right, starting off on the right foot with my podcast, TikTok, even though it died, but I was on TikTok all day. It doesn't matter. And stuff like that. And I know sometime this week I will earn rent. And then those haters that will come shitting on me for trying to earn rent, they're going to be nowhere to be found. And then we're going to move on to freaking earning, I don't know, money for Spudgy surgery, and then the homeless people. I don't hate TD. I just feel like I take care of the people. I feel that, Kenny. I've been battling TikTok literally every day. Multiple times a day I have to send a report because they gave us the ability to like look at comments, and then all of a sudden like the traffic will drop to like 6, and then we don't get the ability to monitor comments anymore. And that's where I know something's gone wrong. And then even then the comments that we get to monitor are like, banana bread is good. And it's like, why are you blocking that? And then things that people are actually trying to say are still getting blocked. And it's like, what the hell? What the hell? Anyway, guys. I hope some of that was helpful. I hope none of it was too blunt. Sometimes, you know, a little bit of the truth goes a long way, though. I know sometimes a lot of my friends were a little truthful, and maybe it hurt me then, but it was helpful down the road. Like one time I was going through a really bad situation with an ex, and one of my friends was like, complacency is a bitch. And I was like, wow, that's really fucked up. You're kind of a douchebag. But he was right, you know, could have said it a little fucking nicer. But nonetheless, it helped me. I know. We're going to start integrating the two over the next few months. It's just going to look like me having TikTok on while we do Twitch and just inviting people on over. So I do apologize in advance if you guys get a little confused with the comments and me going back and forth. But until I figure out how to like streamline them all in one, there was Restream, but I tried it and I got no viewers, which is impossible. Have you seen this fat badonk? Anyway, yeah, so I think it really affects your traffic when you try to stream all at once. I don't know if it's the amount it takes to stream all. I don't know. Nonetheless, yeah, things are going to look a little different. We're going to be back on the Twitch like how I used to. And a lot of you aren't familiar with Twitch. So once again, what I used to do is nothing really much different. I just used to do podcasts like this where I focus on something that I really feel called to talk on. I really want to talk about. And maybe like I see a pattern like a lot of people like going through something and they're needing like validation from people. But they're such good people. I'm like, why do you need these crap people to validate you? Like, look in the mirror, homie. Don't you see that beautiful goddess God in front of you that I see? For real, though. Someone was like, what the hell? Why are you letting these bunk-ass people decide how you feel, how you perceive yourself? Why? Don't do that. You're better than that. Yeah. But I just think, you're back. Welcome back, Jake Wolf. Oh, thank you for the subscription. Oh my God, you guys are too great. Too freaking great. I think we're just going to go in that direction and kind of blend the two together. Hopefully I'll be able to find a way. Maybe I think I'll just need a third phone. Because I can get some sort of something to where I can stream on one phone for Twitch and one for TikTok. And then I need just like a main one. Maybe I don't. I don't know. I don't like that really. But we'll be cooking, going around to eat, doing these little podcast things. And then Friday, what I plan to do is like one-on-ones. I really like to share my stories, so I believe like healing out loud helps others heal too. And a lot of us get abused silently. So now's your time to scream it from the rooftop. Hey, that's the bitch! That's the bitch that abused me! Sometimes it feels good. We'll throw stones at them. I don't give a shit. I'm not Jesus, so... Anyway, that's not probably good. I don't really mean that. But... Fridays, I plan on doing one-on-ones. So if you have like a special topic you want to talk about, feel free to hit me up on Discord for like a one-on-one, and we'll plan that on Fridays. I think Albino Wookie is going to be on the list. One of my friends, Chad, is on the list. He's Mormon. We want to talk about like his Mormon story. There's a guy I want to talk to. He's Amish. He's got a lot of followers, so he's kind of hard to like connect with. And then Sundays we'll be on TikTok and doing group things. So these will be the times where if you guys want to pick my thoughts about things, or if you just want to call in and talk about your day or whatever, like feel free to do it. Hi, Beef. Oh, hi. What? I know, we're almost done. I know. I love you. Mwah. But that's kind of the plan. And as my joints get better, we'll be going out more and doing more car streams and food streams and stuff like that. And then we'll be getting back in the swing of Hot Wheels stuff. So hopefully good things planned. And I got lots of photo shoot stuff planned. So if you want to support that, that's on my Patreon. A morning, it is adult stuff, okay? It's not nudity, but it is suggestive poses, okay? Sometimes a girl likes to feel a little sexy sometimes, all right? Y'all men can't tell me you never wanted to wear a thong, okay? Don't even fucking lie. Y'all probably have a whole bunch of G-strings in the back of your drawer. No shame. I love that for you. Let them cheeks be free. Anywho. But that's the plan. Kind of just this year, I really just want to enjoy what's growing. I don't want to be so much about go, 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 go. I accomplished a lot last year, and I'm just ready to enjoy it this year and really be involved and do the thing. I would love to be like 1 million followers deep on like YouTube, TikTok, and even here. I'd be happy to be at like 10,000 followers, but I'd like to think being more consistent and I have more of a game plan, things will be different. So that, no, but yeah, I forgot that's what they're called. They stick their girls' thongs, right? Banana, I think that's hilarious. So that's what it's going to look like for me. So you guys are going to see more of my topics on Mondays and Wednesdays. And then Tuesdays are conspiracy nights. I have a good conspiracy topic about dog food, which goes into the pet and pharma conspiracy. And we read about like, you know, the farms and what they're fed and stuff. So that's what this week looks like. Lots of stuff. And I really, once again, like I hope it's proof that, because I really do believe that I'll get rent eventually. Eventually. Someone will come along. As long as I keep the good vibes there. And if you guys see that happen, then hopefully you guys take that into note that you can have that too. You just got to act authentically. You can't be in the masking nature. You can't be in the people-pleasing nature. You can't be, you know, because in that case, like, I remember when I was in that with dating, like, I was in a comparative mode. I felt like I had to compare and do this and that and change myself because I wasn't good enough how I was. You know, this is a year you discover yourself and love you for who you are, because who you are underneath all the masking and everything is very lovable. Whoever made you feel like it wasn't, they're freaking liars. And I guarantee you, if you can dig to the root cause and find who did that, look at their life, look at who raised them, and I think you'll be able to see a lot of correlations of why they said these things to you and why they were fucking awful. Okay? And that's where you can kind of give them a little grace where, okay, maybe they were traumatized. Who fucking knows, you know, their story. Doesn't make it right, but we're all learning, right? But I'm excited for your guys' journey, whatever it might look like, even if you don't go on this journey this year. Okay, maybe you've already gone on this journey. I'm proud of you. But if you're going on this journey this year, then I'm already proud of you. And I know you're going to do it. It's going to be, you know, have its ups and downs. But it's all for a good thing. Okay. It's all for a good thing. And I know you guys will do great. I'm here for you. We've got a great Discord once again. If you really feel like you need help with something, feel free to reach out with any of us. We've got great people. A lot of the guys really seem to band together, which I love. So if you feel like you need a good group of guys, like, I highly recommend coming into our Discord. Yeah. So hopefully you guys, you know, kick this year's ass. I really believe you guys will no matter what. I hope y'all know just how great you guys are individually with what you've got going on, even if you think you got nothing to offer. Just you with nothing to offer, if you think that's so true, it's still just as fucking great, okay? I want to remind y'all that these people who are really mean and say really mean stuff and they try to humble you, they try to whatever, just know they only do that to people who have something about them that's greater than them, okay? Look at this little guy. You were once a mashed potato. Do you know that? Once your socks were too big for you. He used to, like, his skin was, like, too wrinkly. Like, he hadn't grown into his socks, is what I would say. He's such a baby, though. Anyway. Ow. Hell yeah, Jake Wolf. Ow. God damn, bro. You really know how to use your freaking paws, dude. God. Anywho. I'm going to hop off. I don't know if I'll be on TikTok tonight. It's kind of late. So, really, I don't know. I'll be on tomorrow, but if you guys have no one in your corner, just know I'm in your corner. I root for you guys, even when I don't verbally say it. Like, on the days that I'm not even on, you guys are in the back of my mind. I'm like, damn, I hope they do this. I hope they get that. I hope whatever. I'm rooting for you guys. I'm in your corner. Don't forget it, okay? If you have no one, at least you got one person. And if you got me, I think you got at least, like, Shuko, Jake Wolf, Joe, Destroyer. Like, you've got a lot of other people, too. I'd like to think. Okay? You don't have to do this shit alone. Alright? I just want to remind you guys of that. Although being alone is very strengthening, it's still nice to have people empowering you and hyping you up, okay? And we can do that for you. You guys got this shit. I know, you guys are so impatient. But I look forward to talking to you guys tomorrow. Sleep well. Slap thine ass and call thyself freaking beautiful. Alright? Because you guys are. I don't care what you look like. I don't care if you're not the social media perfect body, whatever the hell. You're all sexy in your own way. You all got a badonk. A sexy badonk in your own way. You guys are great. I love you guys. Much, much, much love. You guys are doing the thing, and you're going to continue doing it. You're going to be hella successful. I believe in all y'all. All right, the dog's got his shit. I think I smell poop from the living room. So, anyway, you guys have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Sleep well. Eat, hydrate, take care of yourself. Sweet dreams. Nighty-night. And they say good night, too. Okay. All right. Good night, guys.